Cool. Dan Morris in 3, 2, 1. Raleigh Cheese pregame show continues on ESPN Radio, AM 1590 WPVL, and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. Six Rivers West boys basketball tonight with River Ridge traveling to Highland. Ryan Hill in 3, 2, 1. Our Raleigh Cheese pregame show continues on ESPN.
People's State Bank is a locally owned and managed bank with convenient locations in southwest Wisconsin and northeast Iowa. If you're looking for a place where you're more than just a number, but still have access to convenient technology and low fees, People's State Bank is it. As a community bank, they're proud to support many of the local charities, county fairs, community events, and more. When you become a part of People's State Bank, you can be confident that you're standing with a good cause. People's State Bank, member FDIC.
This is a Queen Bee Radio High School Sports presentation. Queen Bee Radio proudly brings you Grant Regional Health Center and People's State Bank coverage of high school sports. Presented by Cuba City, Kieler, and Darlington Family Dental and Carey Seamless Gutters and Overhead Doors. And sponsored by Ayers Furniture, Bytech Resource Management, Claire Bank, Fuller's Milker Center, Hermson's Ace Hardware and Home Center in Bloomington and Platteville, Les Mack, Northland Buildings, Reeves Wealth Management, Raleigh Cheese House, Russell Law Offices, The Shoebox, Tricor Insurance, West End Salvage, Carver's Hardwood Flooring, Sloan Implements, Sups, Brian's Auto Body and Paint, Gary's Pest Control, TriStar Pallets and TriStar Mulch, Krantz Auto Parts and Krantz Hardware Do It Best, Bouse Electric, Cuba City Collision and Repair, Laley Center Monroe, H&N Plumbing, Heating and Electrical, Community First Bank, Grant Regional Health Center, Sullivan Auctioneers, Big Iron Realty, Lancaster Dental Associates, Millie's Diner, Pink's Automotive, Good Knees Garage, Point and Flush Sportsman's Club, Rosemeyer Management Group, Breckler Insurance, McNett Electric, Mound City Bank, Ready Feed and Grain LLC, Southwest Health, and WCC Brands.
Good evening from Highland High School. It's time for Six Rivers West boys basketball on ESPN Radio, AM 1590, WPVL, and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel as the Highland Cardinals square off against their Six Rivers rival, the River Ridge Timberwolves. This is our great regional health center and People's State Bank coverage of high school boys basketball presented by Cuba City, Darlington, and Kieler Family Dental, and Carey Seamless Gutters and Overhead Doors. Our Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel is powered by H&M Plumbing, Heating, and Electrical in Lely Center, Monroe. For the best seat in the house in the Ayers Furniture broadcast booth, I'm Tyler Dictanis, welcoming you to our Raleigh Cheese pregame show, presented by Raleigh Cheese at the intersection of Highways 11 and 23 in the heart of Lafayette County. Don't forget the cheese. These two teams split the conference title with Potosi a year ago, and while one team, River Ridge, is going in a positive direction heading into this matchup, having won 5 straight, the Highland Cardinals have lost 5 straight, and the Cardinals try to get back on track against the Wolves here tonight. Highland coming off a loss on Saturday against Darlington, 82-36. Jack Terrell led the way in scoring for the Cardinals with 20 points, and he is averaging 25 points per game heading into this matchup, as well as 10 rebounds, averaging a double-double for the Highland Cardinals. And the River Ridge Timberwolves, again, a 5-game winning streak, including a win on Friday night against Judah, 67-43, where senior Brandon Davis and junior Noah Copsey each had a double-double. Brandon Davis had 23 points and 13 boards. Noah Copsey, 14 points and 11 rebounds. And this figures to be a key game to decide how the Six Rivers West is going to be won, as River Ridge, after this game, they will have a big matchup on Thursday against the conference leader Belmont, and that will be a very intriguing matchup to see how the Six Rivers West will play out. We have a full stack of games on our Queen Bee Radio family of stations tonight. Over on 97.7 Country WGLR in progress, we have Mineral Point taking on Belmont Platteville in boys wrestling. And on X1071, we have girls basketball non-conference action, Shullsburg at Lancaster. And on Super Hits 106 in the SWAL, we have Fenimore taking on Cuba City. If we have any updates on those games, we'll bring them to you on our Shoebox scoreboard, presented by the Shoebox of Black Earth, the largest independent shoe store in the Midwest. Coming up at our Raleigh Cheese pregame show, we'll talk with both head coaches. Had a chance to catch up with Dan Morris of River Ridge and Ryan Hill of Highland. I asked them about the players on the Russell office's injury report. If you've been injured, contact Russell offices. Their experienced team of personal injury lawyers will fight for your rights and help you get the compensation you deserve. Visit RussellLawWI.com. Also get you the Fuller Smoker Center starting lineups, the Cuba City Family Dental colors of the game, and the opening tip between River Ridge and Highland in Six Rivers West boys basketball. The Raleigh Cheese pregame show continues after this on ESPN Radio, AM 1590, WPVL, and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel.
Pregame 1.
This is Ben Baker, owner of Tri-State Roofing, LLC. Did you know we can take care of your roofing projects during the winter months? Tri-State Roofing uses reliable, long-lasting products that can be effectively applied in harsh winter temperatures. See our team for ice dam removal, gutter cleaning, and heat tape installation. Tri-State Roofing is fully insured, and we offer free estimates. Call Tri-State Roofing to fix your winter roofing issues.
From small-town businesses to large multi-state operations, Tricor Insurance and Auto Owners Insurance have industry expertise that can cover all types of businesses.
Having an insurance agency that understands our business is a real benefit. They know our people. It's something Tricor does really well.
Tricor's in-depth knowledge of insurance, regulation, compliance, and safety consulting is here to help your business succeed. Working with leading insurance companies like Auto Owners Insurance. They'll be there when you need them most. Visit TricorInsurance.com to learn more about Tricor Insurance Cycle of Care.
Hi, this is Steve Schmidt, owner of the Shoebox in downtown Black Earth. We have thousands of pairs of shoes in stock, no waiting. So stop in anytime, specializing in size, selection, and fit. We will save you money. P.S. We measure both feet. Stop into the Shoebox, the largest shoe store at the north end of Black Earth.
Contact Russell Law Offices for local legal representation. Call for a consultation to discuss personal injury, estate planning, family law, criminal defense, probate administration, and more. Russell Law Offices in Platteville, Dodgeville, Cuba City, and Darlington.
Hi, this is Christine Raleigh of Raleigh Cheese, wishing all area athletes successful seasons. Cheese is a great source of protein for school lunches or a snack before the big game. Stop in and try some of our award-winning artisan cheeses like Dunbarton Blue, Red Rock, and Little Mountain. We have fresh cheese curds weekly and a wide variety of snacks and beverages, plus made-to-order cheese trays. Shop locally and taste the difference of handmade Wisconsin cheese at Raleigh Cheese House on the corner of Highways 11 and 23, Shellsburg.
Pregame one.
Raleigh Cheese pregame show continues on ESPN Radio, AM 1590 WPVL, and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. Six Rivers West boys basketball tonight with River Ridge traveling to Highland to take on the Cardinals. We're joined by River Ridge head coach Dan Morris. Coach, thanks for joining us. And we got to talk before the first game of the season where things didn't get off to a hot start. Started 0-3, but have won 5 straight since that start. And a lot of momentum heading into the 2026 portion of the calendar. Talk about the team's play in this first third or so of the season and things that have been going great for the Wolves.
Yeah. No, and going into the start of the season, we knew that first 3-game stretch was going to be really challenging for a variety of reasons. Number one, we knew that we had 3 tough teams on the schedule back to back to back. Really, we looked at it that's the toughest 3-game stretch of our entire season. So we knew that going in. And on top of that, I think we were a team that was looking to gel. We were trying to come back from guys coming back from some injuries. A lot of new faces. We had graduated a lot of seniors. And so we just knew that we had talent and it was just going to take time for everything to gel together. And you got kind of a trial by fire there, those first 3 games, which, looking back, I'm hoping it made us a better team. Definitely, difficult going through that. You got a program that has had a good stretch here, used to winning basketball games, especially at home. And when you don't start out doing that, it makes it hard. You really look at, everybody in the room and you look at yourself and go, okay, what do I need to do better? And like I said, hopefully that makes us tougher in the long run. Certainly in the last 5 games, put together a nice winning streak, starting to play some pretty good basketball. So there's a lot that we're liking here the last few games. And yeah, we're excited for the next phase of the season. We're past the holidays and we're now into the real grind mode where, we got a whole bunch of basketball games here this month of January, some of them rescheduled from December. But yeah, we're ready for the second half of the season and feeling pretty good about where we're at.
Yep, and you mentioned before the season too about Brandon Davis being kind of the core leader of this team, and when you lost 5 of the 6 top scorers from a year ago, he was obviously going to be a big catalyst, and then trying to get the other pieces to mesh around him. And it seems like you've had some players really step up and play some big roles. Noah Copsey comes to mind as one of the big ones. Talk about that supporting cast around Brandon and how they've been able to gel, because it's been looking really good over the last few games.
Yeah, and first I do got to make sure we mention Brandon. Best player in the conference in my opinion. He's been doing all the things that we would like him to do. And even when it comes to another part of his game, limiting turnovers. I mean, he's done a great job in the last couple of games doing that. But I think a part of that is getting comfortable with the guys that are around him and everyone getting used to playing with each other. So Brandon does a fantastic job, and we obviously lean on him quite a bit. Noah Copsey, you mentioned. This last game against Judah, he had a double-double. Not only a double-double, but he filled the stat sheets, had a bunch of assists, steals, getting it done, really efficient on offense, great on the defensive side of the floor. Brock Bungie, a senior, he's really stepped up big this year. A bit of a surprise, we've been getting a lot of 3 balls out of Brock. He's been shooting at a really good 3-point clip, especially recently. We knew he could shoot the 3, but man, we're pretty excited to see him shoot at this level and see his confidence grow with that. Plus, Brock is a great defender. And so, again, another guy that gets it done on both ends of the court. In addition to that, we got another senior, Reese Drew, who's really embracing a role as a defensive stopper, a guy that's going to give us some really tough minutes and really put some pressure on the other team. Cam Reynolds has been a good scorer for us, good defender. Lane Copsey, Jack White, all of those guys, key rotation guys, if they're not starting, have been giving us good stuff, whether it's on offense or playing really good defense. We really want to get after it defensively. We like pressuring the ball. We like playing full court man. And it takes guys that want to commit to doing that and have the legs and the energy to do that and the speed to do that. And that's a lot of what I like about this team, for sure.
All right, Dan Morris with us on our Raleigh Chiefs pregame show. The River Ridge head coach getting ready for the matchup against Highland in Six Rivers West boys basketball. The Russell office's injury report, if it's not injuries this time of the year, it's the different illnesses and stomach bugs and things like that are going around. Talk about the team health, and will there be any injuries or illness that will impact tonight's game for the Wolves?
Hey, well, we're in a room that's got a nice wood shelf here. I'm going to knock on that. So far healthy. I think you get to this time of the year, you just worry about a flu bug or something like that starts running through your school. Fortunately, we haven't had that. Hopefully, we stay healthy through the rest of the year. We had a game earlier this year that got canceled because the team we were supposed to play, most of their team was sick. So health-wise, we're doing good. Otherwise, injury-wise, we're in good health, man. We're in really good shape. Feeling good about ourselves, and glad to report that. Hopefully it stays like that the rest of the season.
Yeah, definitely. That's good to hear. And then the matchup tonight against Highland, kind of two teams going in different directions at this point in the season. You're on a 5-game winning streak. They're on a 5-game losing streak. And these two teams were part of the three-way tie that shared the conference title a year ago. But obviously both teams have, had a lot of turnover and, some new players that have had to step up. What stands out to you about this Highland Cardinals team, and what's got to go right for the Wolves this evening?
Yeah. First of all, Highland's a well-coached team. We know that they're capable of beating anyone on any given night. They got a great scorer, Jack Terrell. He's obviously leading the conference in scoring, so he's a bucket. He can get to the rim and get his shot. It's going to be important for us to try to mitigate that as much as we can. Another senior in Caden Washa, another guy that is scoring points for them and doing a lot for them. So guys that we got to watch out for. Like I said, a well-coached team. Like we're heading into this game knowing that we can't take any team lightly,
right,
and knowing that anyone can jump up and get us. I think they put a scare into Potosi-Cassville early in the season, right away in that game. So they're certainly capable of doing it, and so we got to make sure that we're bringing our A game to the table and not letting anything slip and continue playing good basketball like we have been here in the last few weeks.
All right, should be a great matchup. We're looking forward to it. Thanks so much for your time, Coach. Have some fun. Good luck tonight.
Yeah, appreciate it. Thanks a lot, Tyler.
Yeah, absolutely. It's Dan Morris, head coach of the River Ridge Timberwolves. We'll have more on the Raleigh Chiefs pregame show after this on ESPN Radio, AM 1590, WPVL, and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel.
Pregame 2.
Are high bank fees draining your wallet? It's time for a change.
At People's State Bank, they believe in low fees that put you first.
Tired of being charged for using your debit card, sneaky paper statement fees, or monthly maintenance fees?
With People's State Bank's People's Checking Account, those fees are a thing of the past.
Worried about ATM fees?
At People's State Bank, they reimburse you for up to 3 ATM fees per month. They work hard to keep your money where it belongs, in your pocket.
Make the switch to People's State Bank today. Visit a branch near you or peoplesfinancial.com. Member FDIC.
It's definitely cold and flu season. Congestion, stuffy nose, difficulty breathing. But do you have these types of symptoms all year? Dr. Dale Chilson, ear, nose, and throat specialist at Grant Regional Health Center, offers 27 years of experience and provides accurate diagnosis and effective treatment for a wide variety of sinus issues. Call 608-723-2131 to schedule your appointment at our specialty clinic location in Lancaster today. Grant Regional Health Center. Better health starts here.
Like any business, success in dairying is often determined by who you know rather than what you know. That's why it's good to know the pros at Fuller's, your Gia dealer. Fuller's is your source for the automated milking systems line and all of the latest in automated milking systems. Make your operation more efficient and profitable and get the most out of your dairy herd by partnering with the experts at Fuller's Milker Center, LLC, your local Gia dealer in Lancaster, Richland Center, and FullersMilkersCenter.com.
Fuller's Milker Center.
97.7 Country WGLR is your home for Green Bay Packers football. Hear our Casino Queen Marquette and West End Salvage of Lancaster broadcasts, proudly presented by Les Mack Chevy, Les Mack Ford, and Les Mack Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram of Lancaster, where you can always get more from less. And Krantz Auto Parts and Krantz Hardware do it best of Fenimore all season long on our sister station, 97.7 Country WGLR. Pregame 2.
Our Raleigh Chiefs pregame show continues on ESPN Radio, AM 1590 WPVL, and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. Highland and River Ridge squaring off in a Six Rivers West boys basketball matchup tonight. We're joined by Highland head coach Ryan Hill. Coach, thank you for joining us. And kind of a slow start to the season, record-wise 2-6 overall, 1-4 in conference play. Started strong at the beginning with a 2-1 record, but have lost 5 games since then, including a tough one against Darlington on Saturday. Talk a little bit about the makeup of this Highland team this year, and even though the record may not show it, what have been some of the bright spots for the Cardinals to this point?
Yeah. Thanks, Tyler. Yeah, if you look at our record, it's been a little tough. We just had a hard time sustaining things for the full game, and part of it, we got a lot of new faces this year. Obviously, lost a lot of our faces from last year, but we have some good spots and spurts, and especially in the first half, and then we just kind of lose things and have a hard time sustaining things for full 36 minutes.
Yep, and like you mentioned, you lost quite a bit from last year's team, a team that was very successful, tied with River Ridge and Potosi for the conference title a year ago. But with that turnover, it means there's opportunity for underclassmen and players that haven't had a ton of experience. Are there players that have been kind of chipping their way into the lineup and getting into the rotation a little bit more and being key contributors to this year's team?
Yeah, some new faces. We got guys that didn't really get any varsity minutes last year. Brady Nanke's, working hard, good kid, sophomore. So he's, getting his feet wet, but coming along. And, our foreign exchange student, Arthur Hay, has done a nice job. He's learning things and picking up, doing a nice job. And, Liam Thielorn stepped up, done some good things for us. And then obviously, Coyers, Addersville is getting more time again. And then, of course, we got Jack and Caden back from last year. So, we're coming along. We just, don't have a ton of depth and we don't have a lot of experience. But the kids are working hard and we're trying to get better each day.
Yeah. What have been the strengths for this team for Highland in the early part of the season? What are the things that you continue to improve on as the season goes along?
Well, I think actually, we're not shooting the ball great right now, but, us as a coaching staff, we're not having a lot of problems with our shot selection. We're taking a lot of good shots, I will say, but, we're just on a cold streak right now. But, we'll share the basketball. We play good spurts of defense at times, but we just got to work on sustaining that more.
All right, Ryan Hill, the Highland head coach, with us in our Raleigh Chiefs pregame show, getting ready for the matchup against River Ridge and Six Rivers West boys basketball tonight. The Russell office's injury report. Talk about the team health heading into the matchup tonight, because if it's not injuries, it's usually stomach bugs and flu bugs and stuff like that can have an impact. Any injuries or illness that'll impact tonight's game?
I don't think anything tonight's game. Obviously, the Olsen kid has been out all year from a football injury. But as far as illness, knock on wood, we had one kid out, a little bit here with some sickness. But for the most part, we're fairly healthy right now.
All right, and then looking at the River Ridge Timberwolves tonight, kind of an opposite aspect of their season to this point. They started slow, but they've won 5 straight. They got a new head coach in Dan Morris, but pretty much the same system that they've continued to run. What do you know about this River Ridge team? What's going to be the key tonight for Highland?
Well, yeah, River Ridge, they got a good tradition. They had a good team again. They got some new faces too, but they got several key players back, including Davis, who's, one of the best point guards here in the area. It's their defense. We're going to have to take care of the basketball, and we're going to have to handle their press, or it's going to be a little tough because I'm pretty sure we're going to see some press, and they're very stingy on defense. They move well on offense and work for a good shot. So the biggest thing for us is we're going to have to handle their defensive pressure and take care of the basketball.
All right, should be a great matchup. We're looking forward to it. Thanks so much for your time, Coach. Have some fun and good luck tonight.
All right, thanks, Tyler. Appreciate it.
Yep, that's Ryan Hill, the head coach of the Highland Cardinals. We'll have more on the Raleigh Chiefs pregame show after this on ESPN Radio, AM 1590, WPVL, and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel.
Pregame 3.
Hello, Dr. Matt here from Cuba City Family Dental. Something we take pride in is having 3 state-of-the-art facilities in Cuba City, Kieler, and Darlington. Our investment in the latest technology and innovative services allows us to provide top-notch dental care to our area families. Take control of your oral health and make an appointment with our team, and let's make your smile the best it can be. Contact Cuba City, Darlington, and Kieler Family Dental now, and let's start this journey together. Keep smiling, Tri-States.
Hi, this is Doug Dolter with Dubuque Mattress. Mattresses are not something that you should have to unbox and set up yourself. Frankly, they're cumbersome. That's why at Dubuque Mattress, we deliver, set up, and get rid of the old mattress for you. And it's not just for people in Dubuque. We deliver just about anywhere. Chicago, Des Moines, Minneapolis, Kansas City, or anywhere in between. So, when it's time for you to get a new mattress, let Dubuque Mattress take care of all of it for you. Dubuque Mattress, for the rest of your life.
Dubuque Mattress Factory, you get a little snooze time.
Pregame 3.
ESPN Radio, AM 1590, WPVL. and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel, getting ready for Grant Regional Health Center and People's State Bank coverage of high school boys basketball presented by Cuba City, Darlington, and Kieler Family Dental, and Carey Seamless Gutters and Overhead Doors. Wrapping up our Raleigh Cheese pregame show presented by Raleigh Cheese at the intersection of Highways 11 and 23 in the heart of Lafayette County. Don't forget the cheese. Let's set up the Fuller's Milker Center starting lineup. See Fuller's complete hygiene line and options for your brand new dairy setup or existing parlor remodel. Fuller's in Lancaster, Richland Center, and at Fuller'sMilkerCenter.com. For the River Ridge Timberwolves coming into today's game with a record of 5-3 overall, 2-1 in the Six Rivers West. Their starting lineup goes like this: a 5'11 senior number 0, Brandon Davis; a 5'11 senior number 2, Brock Bungie; a 5'11 senior number 3, Reese Drew; a 5'11 junior number 11, Noah Copsey; and a 5'7 sophomore number 13, Lane Copsey. The Wolves are coached by Dan Morris in his first season at the helm of the River Ridge Timberwolves. He's assisted by Nate Copsey and Gavin Steiber. For the Highland Cardinals, 2-6 overall, 1-4 in the Six Rivers West coming into tonight's matchup. Their starting lineup: a 6-foot senior number 3, Coyer Zadrazil; a 6-foot senior number 11, Caden Washa; a 6'2 senior number 13, Jack Terrell; a 5'11 sophomore number 21, Brady Nangi; and a 6-foot senior number 30, Liam Thielorn. Those are the Fuller's Milker Center starting lineup. See Fuller's complete hygiene line and options for your brand new dairy setup or existing parlor remodel. Fuller's in Lancaster, Richland Center, and at Fuller'sMilkerCenter.com. The opening tip goes out of bounds, and it will be River Ridge basketball off the inbound, and we are off and running here on ESPN Radio, AM 1590, WPVL, and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. Our colors of the game brought to you by Cuba City Family Dental, Kieler Family Dental, and Darlington Family Dental. 3 convenient locations to serve your dental needs, as Lane Copsey throws the ball out of bounds on the near sideline, and it's the first turnover of the game. Assessed to the Wolves. Highland takes possession. Highland in the home white Nike jerseys with Highland written across the chest in cardinal red with red numbers and a red stripe going up and down each side of the uniform. River Ridge in the traveling black jerseys with River Ridge written across the chest in purple with purple numbers and some white trim, as Brandon Davis comes away with the steal and back the other way for River Ridge. Runs into a double team in the front court and somehow gets the shot to drop. Brandon Davis gets on the board, averaging almost 18 points per game and over 10 rebounds per contest. Gets River Ridge in front 2-0 with 17:15 remaining in the first half. Shot missed by Highland, and the Wolves quickly back down the floor as Lane Copsey under the basket finds an open teammate. Catch and shoot 3 in the left wing. Air ball missed by number 2, Brock Bungie. Ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by River Ridge. It'll be Cardinals basketball. We're broadcasting from the best seat in the house in the Ayers Furniture broadcast booth. Ayers Furniture in downtown Ridgeway. For free delivery on heirloom quality furniture for every room in your home. For what's sure to be the best seat in your house, be sure to visit Ayers Furniture and AyersFurniture.com. As River Ridge going with a full court press, and Brandon Davis able to get the steal, tried to push ahead to Reese Drew, but it goes out of bounds. And River Ridge with another turnover, still leading 2-0 with 1:06 gone by in the contest. Caden Washa overhead toss along the near sideline looking for Jack Terrell, but Brandon Davis pokes it out of bounds, and Highland will inbound right in front of the River Ridge bench. Our scoreboard today brought to you by the Shoebox in Black Earth, the largest independent shoe store in the Midwest. Caden Washa throws it into the backcourt to Jack Terrell, and Terrell pushes ahead along the near side, but it goes out of bounds, and Highland turns it over as that's their second of the game. River Ridge with 3 unofficially. The Wolves with a 2-0 lead, 16:39 remaining in the opening half, just underway here at Highland High School. Glad you're with us on ESPN Radio, AM 1590 WPVL, and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. Noah Copsey with a jumper at the left elbow, bounces out the back iron, no good. Rebound pulled down by Jack Terrell, but then Brandon Davis pokes it out of bounds, and Davis was the last to touch it, so Highland will keep possession of the ball. Century 21 affiliated in basketball. See Bobby Joe, Hans, Allison, or Richard for all of your real estate needs. Century 21 in basketball. River Ridge continuing with the full court press, and the ball pushed ahead to Coyer Zadrazil on the far side of the floor. He'll set it out to the top to Caden Washa. Washa swings it over to the left side to number 30, Liam Thielorn. Shot put up right in front of the bucket. No good for Jack Terrell. Wolves come down with the rebound. Ball pushed ahead to Brock Bungie. Bungie with the layup, but the shot missed, and Highland back down the floor quickly. A 3-on-2. But Washa stops his dribble. Now goes down low. Turnaround jumper shot missed off the back iron by Nanke, but a foul against River Ridge, and 2 free throws coming up for Nanke. Brady Nanke, a 5'11 sophomore, averaging 2.2 points per game, 3.2 rebounds, 1 assist, 14% from the free throw line on the season. And the first free throw is knocked down to get Highland on the board. The foul was against Lane Copsey, his first, team foul number 1. Game brought to you by Community First Bank. For you in the communities where you live, work, and play. Experience for yourself the difference at Community First Bank. See at bank.com. Member FDIC. Second free throw also good for Nanke to tie things up at 2 apiece with 15:45 left in the opening half here from Highland High School. Ball skipped into Noah Copsey, trying to fire a pass down low, looking for Reese Drew, but it goes off his fingertips and out of bounds at River Ridge. With another turnover, River Ridge not really getting a lot of shots up on their possessions. Ball's being poked out of bounds. Kind of the same thing for Highland as well, as the Cardinals will get the inbound in front of their bench as River Ridge continues to apply pressure in the backcourt. Okay, Washa gets it across the timeline, pushes ahead to Coyer Zanderzil, and Washa gets it right back at the top of the arc. Now ball pushed in down low, back out to the top to Washa. Washa takes one dribble, passes to the left corner to Jack Terrell. Terrell dribbles out of the corner, finds Washa, loads up for 3, knocks it down from the left wing. Caden Washa with the triple to put Highland in front. That is three-pointer number 9 for him on the season. 5-2. Cardinals leading the Wolves under 15 minutes left in the first half. Ball skipped in for Copsey, and he loses the handle, but able to get it right back to the right wing to Reese Drew. Now Lane Copsey double teamed at the left wing. Finds Brandon Davis down low. No look pass down low. Nice finish off the glass and in for Reese Drew. Nice no-look pass there by Brandon Davis to set things up. River Ridge back to within 1, 5-4, with 14.5 minutes remaining in the first half. And a travel going to be called against Jack Terrell, as kind of hesitated thinking about shooting the 3, but he dragged his pivot foot. And Highland will turn the ball over for the 3rd time tonight. Still leading 5-4. Ridge will take possession of the ball. Claire Bank with 3 locations in southwest Wisconsin. 14:25 remaining in the first half. Reese Drew on the right wing, cross-court pass to Lane Copsey on the left wing. Swings it back over to Reese Drew on the right wing. Left-handed dribble. Gives it down low to Noah Copsey. Lost the handle, but someone reached in for Highland. Foul's going to go against Brady Nanke. His first personal, team foul number 1 of the half. Non-shooting foul, River Ridge inbounding baseline right side. Brandon Davis skips it in, and off the window and in for 2 is Reese Drew. River Ridge in front, 6-5, and a steal off the inbound as Lane Copsey gets the ball. Now gives off to a teammate. Shot off the front of the rim, no good. Rebound collected by Brandon Davis. Drops his shoulder, puts it off the glass. Shot's not going to count. They're going to whistle up Brandon Davis for an offensive foul. Yeah, pretty clear offensive foul there by Brandon Davis. Put his shoulder right into the chest of his defender. And Liam Thielhorn checking out of the game for Highland. That brings in number 24, Arthur Hay, a 6'2 sophomore. Cardinals in possession of the basketball, trailing 6-5, 13:45 remaining in the first half. Corey Zanderzil on the right wing gives out to the top to Caden Washa. Now swung over to Arthur Hay, cutting towards the basket. And free throws coming up as he got fouled on the way up. And that'll be the second personal on Lane Copsey. 3rd foul of the half on River Ridge. Arthur Hay at the free throw line, shooting 75% from the charity stripe, and misses the first free throw. Game tonight brought to you by McNett Electric in Belmont. They can assist with all of your electrical needs, whatever the need, agricultural, commercial, or residential. Chip and his crew at McNett Electric are on call and ready to help you. McNett Electric in Belmont. Second free throw for Arthur Hay off the back iron, no good, and River Ridge comes away with the rebound. Score stays at 6-5, advantage River Ridge. Noah Copsey at the top of the arc, stops his dribble, gives off to the right wing to Cam Reynolds. Reynolds trying to feed down low to Brock Bungie, lost the handle, but recovers before it goes out of bounds, and trying to put it off the glass and in is Jackson White. It's no good, and the rebound collected by Brady Nanke. Nanke looking for an outlet and finds Arthur Hay. Hay brings it across the center court stripe. Stops his dribble between the rings, hands off to the right wing to Caden Washa. Washa with an underhand toss to Hay. 13 minutes remaining in the first half. 6-5, River Ridge on top of Highland. Six Rivers West boys basketball on ESPN Radio, AM 1590 WPVL, and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. And a reach and foul going to be called against Brandon Davis, caught trying to go for the steal on Jack Terrell. And that's a big foul for Brandon Davis. That's his second personal. Team foul number 4 of the half for River Ridge. Highland inbounding on the far sideline. TriStar Pallets of Highland and TriStar Mulch of Cobb and Platteville. Beautify your home with decorative colored mulch. Give Jim Jury and the gang a call. TriStar Pallets of Highland and TriStar Mulch of Cobb and Platteville. Zandersville loading up for 3 on the right wing. Airballs it short of the rim. Goes out of bounds. Last touch by the Cardinals. River Ridge takes possession. Again leading 6-5 with 12:40 to play in the first half. Southwest Health has over 24 specialty services and more than 50 specialists, so you can have specialized care without traveling far from home. Learn more with their specialty services at southwesthealth.org. Nokopsy brings it across the center court stripe and gets it passed down low, runs into a double team back out to the left wing to Bungie. Bungie feeds Brandon Davis in the right corner, playing with those 2 fouls. Davis trying to spin off Jack Terrell. In the lane, back out, open 3, left wing, coming up, knocks it down! Cam Reynolds with the triple. That's his 6th of the season, and River Ridge stretches the lead to 9-5 with just over 12 minutes to play in the first half. Jack Terrell brings it across the timeline on the near sideline. Now dribbles right on top of the Highland Cardinals logo at center court. Gets a screen from Zandersville, looking for a pass down low, but Brandon Davis telegraphing that pass. Highland turns it over for the 5th time. Davis in the lane. Scoop layup, misses off the side of the rim. Jack Terrell with the rebound for the Cardinals, pushes it down the floor, and Washa going for the layup, but it ricochets off the side of the rim. Now the Wolves back with it in transition. Davis runs into a double team left side of the paint, and a whistle against the Cardinals. Non-shooting foul. River Ridge will inbound baseline left side of the basket. Foul goes against Brady Nanke. That's his second personal. Team foul number 2 of the half for the Cardinals. Lely Center Monroe, call your local dairy automation specialist Jordan Wilson at Lely Center Monroe. My Grant Regional Health Center's ortho team, Dr. Brad Binsfeld and Nate Stocco, PAC, provide exceptional care for sports-related injuries. Grant Regional Health Center. Better Health starts here, and off the inbound, Brock Bungie hits a triple in the right corner. Brock Bungie with his 12th three-pointer of the season, and River Ridge stretches the lead 12-5 with 11:20 remaining in the opening half. Corey Zandersville stops his dribble just across the center court stripe, looking for a teammate to pass to, skips it to the far side of the floor to Caden Washa. Washa driving towards the basket, puts a layup in off the backboard on the right side of the paint. Caden Washa now up to 5 points. 11 minutes remaining in the first half. River Ridge 12, Highland 7, Six Rivers West boys basketball. Cam Reynolds on the left wing. Cross-court pass back to the near side. Bungie loading up for 3 again. That one ricochets off the front of the rim. No good. Rebound pulled down by Jack Terrell. Terrell with the outlet pass to Arthur Hay. Now gives to Collier Zandersville across center court. Jack Terrell with the basketball towards the basket. Airballs it short of the rim. Rebound for Highland. And a 3-pointer made in the right corner by Caden Washa. His second 3 of the game. And just like that, the Cardinals are back to within 2. 12-10. River Ridge on top of the Cardinals. Brandon Davis tosses to the right wing to Jackson White. Goes out to the top to Noah Copsey. Now right wing Cam Reynolds. Copsey at the top. Looks at Davis. Going to get back to the near side to Reynolds. Now down low to Bungie. Back out to the left corner. Catch and shoot 3 for Brandon Davis. Knocked down. Brandon Davis with his 7th three-pointer of the season. River Ridge back in front by 5. 15-10. Under 10 minutes to play in the opening half. Corey Zandersville on the left wing gives over to the right wing to Caden Washa. Now a catch and shoot 3 for Jack Terrell off the side of the rim, no good. Noah Copsey with the board for River Ridge. Ball push ahead to the right corner. Jackson White cutting towards the basket, lost the handle. Copsey recovers at the top of the arc. Davis loading up for 3 again in the left corner. That one's knocked down. Brandon Davis with back-to-back threes. He's got 8 points on the game, and it's an 8-point lead for River Ridge. 18-10 with 9:25 remaining in the opening half. Arthur Hay brings it across center court on the far side. Now Zandersville towards the basket, runs into a double team, kicks out to Hay, catch and shoot jumper, and that one's knocked down for 3 in the right corner. Arthur Hay with his 4th three-pointer of the season, back to an 18-13 lead for River Ridge with 9 minutes remaining. Ball skipped over to Noah Copsey, turnaround jumper, knocks it down. Noah Copsey gets his first points of the game coming off the double-double on Friday night. against Judah. Had 14 points and 11 boards in that contest. His first points of the game makes it a 7-point lead for River Ridge with 8:45 remaining in the first half. And a steal by River Ridge. 2-on-2 back the other way, and a left-handed layup is good off the glass for Cam Reynolds. Cam Reynolds with 5 points on the game, 22-13. River Ridge on top, 8.5 minutes remaining. Jack Terrell in the left corner, dribbles to the left wing, being guarded by Noah Copsey. Left side of the paint, pull-up jumper. That one's one that pulls down for 2. Jack Terrell with his first points of the game, averaging 25 points per game and 10 rebounds. Trying to get Highland back into the contest. 22-15 the score, 8:10 remaining in the first half. Ball deflected and stolen away by Highland. And all alone is Caden Washa, and he'll get the layup off the glass and in for 2, and a timeout taken on the floor. It's a full timeout, I believe. Highland takes a 30-second timeout, beg your pardon. So we'll keep it here with 8:01 remaining in the first half, 22-17. River Ridge on top of the Cardinals in Six Rivers West boys basketball. Basketball tonight brought to you by Century 21 affiliated in basketball. See Bobby Joe, Hans, Allison, or Richard for all of your real estate needs. Century 21 in basketball. McNett Electric in Belmont can assist with all of your electrical needs. Whatever the need, agricultural, commercial, or residential, Chip and his crew at McNett Electric are on call. I'm ready to help you. McNett Electric in Belmont. At my Community First Bank, free in the communities where you live, work, and play. Experience for yourself the difference at Community First Bank. CFBank.com, member FDIC. Also by Edward Jones Result Management in Platteville and Utter Brothers Creamery in Boscobel. River Ridge in possession of the basketball coming out of the Highland timeout. 8 minutes remaining in the first half, 22-17. River Ridge leading. Cam Reynolds on the right wing, gives off to Lane Copsey in the right corner, who's back in the game playing with those 2 fouls. Gets it right back on the right wing. Ball skipped ahead to Noah Copsey, left side of the paint. Turnaround jumper, shots off target, rebound pulled down by Jack Terrell. River Ridge not deciding to press on this possession, as Terrell will bring it across the center court stripe right on top of the Highland Cardinals logo at center court. Tosses to Coyer Zadrazil, charging towards the basket. Kick out, corner 3 coming up. That one knocked down again in the corner by Caden Washa. Caden Washa with his third three-pointer of the game brings the Cardinals back to within 2, 22-20 with 7:15 remaining in the first half. Cam Reynolds finds Noah Copsey down low, now back out to the top. Catch and shoot 3 coming up. That one missed by Reese Drew, and a whistle on the rebound. And I believe it's against River Ridge. They're going to say it's against Jackson White, his first personal, team foul number 5 of the half for River Ridge. Highland with 2 fouls in the half. Cardinals take possession, and now River Ridge decides to press again. The ball pass gets into Jack Terrell, pushes ahead to Caden Washa just in front of the timeline. Cross-court pass back to the near side. Arthur Hay brings it across the 10-second zone. Jack Terrell on the right wing, trying to spin off his defender. Kicks it out in the corner. Washa, another 3. Off the side iron, no. Scramble for the rebound in the corner. Recovered by Hay, trying to keep it alive, and it's taken away by River Ridge. Ball push ahead to Noah Copsey. Double team, spinning his way in the lane. Scoop layup, no good. Offensive rebound for White. Trying to draw contact. He banks it in. No foul call, but the points are going to get on his stat line anyway. 24-20. River Ridge on top of Highland. 6.5 minutes remaining, and another steal for River Ridge. As Cam Reynolds comes away with the theft, he'll hand off to Lane Copsey on the right wing. Copsey, cross-court pass to Brock Bungie on the left wing. Cross-court pass back to the near side to Reynolds. Trying to deflect it back, but it's deflected, and Caden Washa coming away with the steal for Highland. Cardinals back the other way, off the glass and in for 2 for Coyer Zadrazil. Coyer Zadrazil's first points of the game, and River Ridge decides to spend a timeout with 6:03 remaining in the opening half. 24-20, River Ridge on top of Highland. It's a 30-second stop. We'll keep it here and tell you that our game is brought to you by Anytime Roofing. Visit AnytimeRoofingWI.com to see how Anytime Roofing can help with your next roofing or siding project. The Melby Funeral Home and Crematory in Platteville offers a history of caring and understands that each family is unique and will honor personal requests and tradition. Matt and Laura Melby at the Melby Funeral Home and Crematory of Platteville. West End Salvage of Lancaster. See Junkyard Joe Cranston, the West End Salvage team for recycling as well as construction and demolition waste too. West End Salvage of Lancaster. And by Hermson's Ace Hardware and Home Center in Bloomington and Hermson's Ace Hardware at the bottom of Main and Platteville. See Hermson's for the perfect paint for your next project. Hermson's Ace Hardware in Bloomington and Platteville. Under 6 minutes remaining in the first half coming out of the River Ridge timeout. Wolves lead 24-22 over the Highland Cardinals as a shot put up down low. It's blocked, but a foul going to be called against the Cardinals as Liam Kieler back in the game. Fouls Brock Bungie, and Bungie will go to the free throw line for the first free throw attempts for River Ridge tonight. Brock Bungie with 3 points coming by way of the three-pointer from earlier. His first free throw, spit back out, no good. Basketball tonight brought to you by Russell Offices in Platteville, Dodgeville, Cuba City, and Darlington, and by Cole Akers Golf and Grill in Cuba City and at ColeAkersGolfandGrill.com. Second free throw for Bungie. That one spit back out, no good, but an offensive rebound for River Ridge will keep the possession for the Wolves. 24-22, River Ridge on top, 5:43 remaining in the first half. Bungie with it, trying to skip it down low to White. White double teamed under the basket, somehow gets it off the glass and in for two. Jackson White now with 4 points on the game for the Wolves. Back to a 4-point lead for River Ridge. 26-22, 5:25 remaining until the halftime break. Jack Terrell cutting towards the basket. Nice hook shot right in front of the bucket. Able to get it to go down. Jack Terrell now up to 4 points. And it's a 2-point lead for River Ridge. 26-24, 5:10 remaining until the halftime break. Three-pointer coming up in the left corner. That one knocked down. That one by Reese Drew. Reese Drew with his first three-pointer of the game. That gives him 12 on the season. 7 points for him on the contest, and it's a 29-24 lead for River Ridge. 4:50 to go until halftime. Corey Zadrazil holding the basketball. He'll skip it over to Jack Terrell on the right side of the point. Terrell with the ball over his head. Now decides to dribble, trying to work on Bungie. Screen set, but the screener falls down. That's Thielorn. Shot put up. Too strong off the backboard, and River Ridge comes away with the rebound. Wayne Copsey on the far side of the floor stops and passes to a teammate in the left corner. Now out to the left wing to Cam Reynolds. Reynolds finds Copsey between the rings. Copsey trying to pass to the near side to Bungie, but it's deflected out of bounds off the fingertips of Arthur Hay. And a substitution for River Ridge as Brandon Davis will check into the game. That will send Cam Reynolds to take a seat. Liam Thielorn also checks out of the game as well for the Cardinals. Inbound pass gets in from Davis to Wayne Copsey. Davis back with it on the right wing. He's double teamed, but kicks it over to the left wing to Reese Drew. Inlet pass deflected and recovered by Copsey, and ball poked out of bounds. Who touched it last? It's going to stay with River Ridge. 4:05 remaining until halftime, 29-24. River Ridge on top. Reese Drew inbounding in front of the Highland bench on the near sideline. Throws it into Bungie, and Drew gets it right back on the right wing. Nice pass down low, nice feed, and nice finish off the glass for Brock Bungie. Brock Bungie now up to 5 points, 31-24, 7-point lead for River Ridge with 3:50 to go until halftime. Inlet pass deflected and stolen away by River Ridge. Brandon Davis in the right corner, going baseline, spins off his defender, now back out to the top to Reese Drew. Swung over to Lane Copsey, high arcing three, ball spit back out, scramble for the rebound, pulled down by Arthur Hay of Highland. Gives ahead to Jack Terrell. Terrell drops the shoulder on his defender. Now a three-pointer coming up for Highland on the right wing. That one missed by Zadrazil, and the rebound collected by River Ridge. 3-on-2 back the other way. Skipping ahead is Davis, trying to find Jackson White cutting towards the basket, but the loose ball is collected by Highland. Now 2-on-4 back the other way as a teammate cutting towards the basket. That's Brady Nanke. He lost the handle on the way up. River Ridge comes back with it. Lane Copsey trying to put up a shot, but he's blocked from behind by Arthur Hay. Ball goes out of bounds. It'll be River Ridge basketball, but great hustle defense there by Arthur Hay to knock the ball into the hands of Lane Copsey. Brandon Davis gets the inbound pass into Lane Copsey. Looking back to Brandon Davis, and it's stolen away by Highland. Yankee with the basketball just across the center court stripe finds Zadrazil. Now a catch and shoot three in the corner for Hay. Off the front of the rim, no good. Brandon Davis with the rebound, pushes ahead to Copsey. And a right-handed layup on the left side of the bucket. Shot goes down for Lane Copsey's first points of the game. 33-24, 2.5 minutes to go until halftime. River Ridge leading Highland in Six Rivers West boys basketball. Arthur Hay in the lane, tries to kick it over to Brady Nanke in the right corner, goes out of bounds. Highland turns it over, and it will be River Ridge ball. Brian's Auto Body and Paint Specialist, the pros at Brian's, gets the job done right. For unexpected dings or major repair projects, head to Brian's Auto Body and Paint in Lancaster. And by Breckler Insurance Group, for all of your insurance needs, see Steve Landowski at Breckler Insurance in Fenimore. Breckler Insurance, serving Southwest Wisconsin for over 95 years. 33-24, River Ridge leads Highland. Brandon Davis with a pass over to Lane Copsey in the corner, and they were going to say Lane Copsey traveled, picked up his pivot foot before he dribbled. River Ridge will turn it over, and Highland takes possession with 2:10 to go until the halftime break. 9-point lead for River Ridge, the biggest lead of the game. Tatum Washa will give to Coyer Zadrazil across the center court stripe. Now Jack Terrell with it on the high right side. Swings it over to Nanke. Now over to Arthur Hay in the left wing. Pass down low and shot blocked by Cam Reynolds, but free throws coming up for Jack Terrell under the basket. Good job to prevent the easy bucket, but a foul goes against River Ridge, and that'll be the first personal on Cam Reynolds. Team foul number 6 of the half for River Ridge. Stops the clock with 1:48 to go until halftime. Jack Terrell at the free throw line for his first free throws of the game. And misses the first free throw off the front of the rim, no good. WCC Brands Custom Apparel and Kieler at WCC-brands.com. And Applied Micro, your computer networking specialist in Platteville, Dodgeville, and AppliedMicro.biz. Second free throw also no good for Jack Terrell. River Ridge with the rebound. Score stays 33-24 with 1:40 to go until halftime. Cam Reynolds lobs it in down low. Now over to the corner to Brandon Davis. Davis with a pump fake. Now pulls up for a three-pointer in the right corner. Knocks it down. What a shot by Davis. Third three-pointer of the game for Davis. He's in double figures with 11 points, an 11-point lead. Or 12-point lead, beg your pardon, for River Ridge. Shot missed under the bucket and knocked out of bounds. Last touch by Highland, so River Ridge takes possession off the missed shot. 1:19 to go as Liam Thielorn will check back into the game for Highland. And checking out will be Brady Nanke. Grant Regional Health Center's ortho team, Dr. Brad Binsfeld and Nate Stocco, PAC, provide exceptional care for sports-related injuries. Grant Regional Health Center, better health starts here. 1:12 and counting until halftime. River Ridge leading 36-24. On top of the Highland Cardinals is Six Rivers West boys basketball on ESPN Radio, AM 1590 WPVL, and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. Catch and shoot three in the right corner is knocked down by Noah Copsey. Noah Copsey with his 6th three-pointer of the season, and the River Ridge lead grows 38-24. Under 50 seconds to go. Jack Terrell on the right wing. Right-handed dribble. Nice crossover. Now kicks it over to the left corner to Coyer Zadrazil. Zadrazil exchanges passes with Kaden Washa. Washa gets it right back on the right wing. 33 seconds to go. Highland working it around the arc. Now lob pass down low to Washa. Back out to Zadrazil. Loads up for three. Knocks it down from the left wing. Coyer Zadrazil with the triple. Trying to bring the Cardinals back into it. 38-27. 10 seconds to go. Brandon Davis looking back to the coaching staff to run one final play before the break. Davis directing traffic, now hands off to the left wing to Cam Reynolds. 2 seconds left. Cross-court pass to Davis, and Davis is fouled before the buzzer. It's going to be a foul against Jack Terrell. His first personal, team foul number 4. We'll see how much time they put back on the clock. But the whistle blew before the buzzer sounded, so there is definitely time. And now William Fritsch set to check in for Highland, a 6'4 sophomore. Riveridge inbounding in front of the Highland bench. Cam Reynolds set to throw it in. 0.3 is what they decide to put back on the clock. Whistle blows. Reynolds lobs it in under the basket. Davis unable to put it in. And we'll go to halftime with the score. River Ridge 38, Highland 27. Coming up next, we'll bring you the McNutt Electric halftime report. We'll check in on the Shoebox scoreboard, recap the first half scoring here in our Six Rivers West boys basketball matchup. And more all straight ahead here on ESPN Radio, AM 1590, WPVL, and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel.
In Game 1.
If you're upgrading a home or business, call the trusted pros at Carey Seamless Gutters and Overhead Doors. They offer a premium selection of CHI overhead doors, combining style, durability, and security for both residential and commercial properties. Need rain gutters to protect your building from water damage? Carey's has you covered there too. Learn more at Carey'sGuttersandDoors.com. They sell the best and service the rest. Get the quality you deserve at Carey Seamless Gutters and Overhead Doors, Belmont, and Prairie du Chien.
Contact Russell Law Offices for local legal representation. Call for a consultation to discuss personal injury, estate planning, family law, criminal defense, probate administration, and more. Russell Law Offices in Platteville, Dodgeville, Cuba City, and Darlington.
As other banks change ownership, one thing remains the same: Mound City Bank. Locally owned and trusted for over 110 years, Mound City Bank is proud to be here for you.
In Game 1.
38-27, River Ridge leading Highland on ESPN Radio, AM 1590, WPVL, and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. Other halftime scores we can tell you about over on X1071 non-conference girls basketball. The Arrows leading the Schultzburg Miners 23-18 at the break. Don't have an update yet on Fenimore and Cuba City on Super Hits 106. Or the wrestling duel that was on 97.7 Country WGLR between Mineral Point and Belmont Platteville. Take another timeout. We'll recap the first half scoring, the first half stats, see if we have any more updates on our shoebox scoreboard. All straight ahead. Part of the McNutt Electric Halftime Report on ESPN Radio, AM 1590, WPVL, and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel.
In Game 2, in Grant, Iowa, or Lafayette counties, master electrician Vince Graney and Graney Electric specialize in commercial, agricultural, and residential wiring. From blown fuses to dead outlets, electrical problems can be challenging for homeowners. At Graney Electric in Platteville, they're dedicated to solving clients' electrical problems quickly and accurately at affordable prices. For new construction, repair issues, or maintenance, reliability and integrity have made Graney Electric the company you can count on to make your electrical problems go away. Give Vince a call at 608-732-0327.
Get organized and save big money with Dakota Closets at Menards. Dakota Closets can be installed in any room, from home offices and laundry rooms to walk-in or reach-in closets. Use the You Create Closet Planner, available in-store or online, to design a Dakota Closet system that maximizes your space and matches your style. Plus, check out our weekly flyer on Menards.com for more great deals happening this week.
Save big money at Menards.
In Game 2. In Game 3.
People's State Bank is a locally owned and managed bank with convenient locations in southwest Wisconsin and northeast Iowa. If you're looking for a place where you're more than just a number, but still have access to convenient technology and low fees, People's State Bank is it. As a community bank, they're proud to support many of the local charities, county fairs, community events, and more. When you become a part of People's State Bank, you can be confident that you're standing with a good cause. People's State Bank, member FDIC.
Grant Regional Health Center is proud to bring local heart care to our community. We're excited to welcome Dr. Kashi, board-certified cardiologist, and Brooke Shannon, PAC, to our medical team. Together, they provide comprehensive cardiology care, from early detection and prevention to long-term management of heart disease. Call 608-723-2131 to receive exceptional specialized heart care right here, close to home with less travel. Grant Regional Health Center. Better health starts here.
In Game 3.
Grant Regional Health Center and People's State Bank coverage of high school boys basketball presented by Cuba City, Darlington, and Kieler Family Dental, and Carey Seamless Gutters and Overhead Doors on ESPN Radio, AM 1590, WPVL, and on the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel, powered by Lely Center Monroe and H&M Plumbing, Heating, and Electrical. Tonight's game brought to you by TriStar Pallets of Highland and TriStar Mulch of Cobb and Platteville. Beautify your home with decorative colored mulch. Give Jim Drury and the gang a call. TriStar Pallets of Highland and TriStar Mulch of Cobb and Platteville. By Southwest Health, with over 24 specialty services and more than 50 specialists, you can have specialized care without traveling far from home. Learn more about their specialty services at southwesthealth.org. And by Lely Center Monroe, call your local dairy automation specialist, Jordan Wilson, at Lely Center Monroe. I'll take one more break and tally up the first half stats and tell you the story of the first half as River Ridge is out to a 38-27 lead at the half. Our McNutt Electric halftime report continues on ESPN Radio, AM 1590, WPVL, and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel.
In Game 4.
As other banks change ownership, one thing remains the same: Mound City Bank. Locally owned and trusted for over 110 years, Mound City Bank is proud to be here for you.
Trade out and trade up with the Gia Milking Performance promotion at Fuller's Milker Center. For a limited time, trade out your old milking units and liners and immediately benefit by trading up to a better milking performance at substantial savings. Choose from the Gia IQ milking unit or the classic 300E milking unit, both available with a GQ liner package. Plus, save if you need to swap Jetter cups too. Contact Fuller's Milker Center, LLC, your Gia dealer in Lancaster and Richland Center to find out how you can save big trading out and trading up on new Gia milking equipment technology.
Watch live and archived H&N Plumbing, Heating, and Electrical and Lady Center Monroe high school sports video coverage all season on the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. Get the latest schedule at AM1590WPVL.com.
In Game 4.
On the McNutt Electric halftime report on ESPN Radio, AM 1590 WPVL, the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. At the half, River Ridge leads Highland 38-27 in Six Rivers West boys basketball. Tyler Dictanis with you with the best seat in the house in the Ayers Furniture broadcast booth. Let's recap the first half scoring here as River Ridge being led by Brandon Davis with 11 points, including 3 3-pointers in that first half. Reese Drew had 7 points, including 1 3-pointer. Then 5 points apiece for Cam Reynolds, Brock Bungie, and Noah Copsey. 4 points for Jack White. 2 points for Lane Copsey. And everyone who's seen action for River Ridge has points on their stat line. Not a lot of free throws because they haven't had a lot of attempts. The Wolves are 0 for 2 at the free throw line, but they have 7 combined 3-pointers in that first half, part of why River Ridge has the 11-point lead at the break. Highland is led in scoring by Caden Washa with 13 first-half points, including 3 3-pointers of his own. Then 5 points for Coyer Zadrazil, 4 points for Jack Terrell, 2 points for Brady Nanke, and 3 for Arthur Hay. Liam Thielorn started but did not score for Highland in that first half. And as a team, Highland shooting 2 of 6 from the free throw line, and they have 5 3-point makes in the first half. As it was pretty back and forth early on in the game, but River Ridge able to get a couple more big buckets, and it was different points where it felt like Highland was down by 5 or 7 points, and then a couple big shots would bring them to within 2, but Ridge able to stretch the lead late in the first half and take a 11-point lead into the halftime locker room. As the teams will switch directions in the second half, River Ridge will work from right to left, as I see it from the best seat in the house in the Ayers Furniture broadcast booth, and as you see it on the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. Highland working from left to right as you see it. Some more Shoebox scoreboard updates presented by the Shoebox in Black Earth, the largest independent shoe store in the Midwest. In girls basketball, Potosi Casco leading Iowa Grant in non-conference action 26-19 at the half. And River Ridge girls basketball, the Wolves trail the Southwestern Wildcats 17-8 at the half. And those are all the updates that we've got right now on our Shoebox scoreboard presented by the Shoebox in Black Earth, the largest independent shoe store in the Midwest. We'll take our last time out. We'll bring you the start of the second half. This has been the McNutt Electric Halftime Report, brought to you by McNutt Electric in Belmont. The second half coming up next on ESPN Radio, AM 1590, WPVL, and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel.
In Game 5.
Hello, Amy here from Cuba City Family Dental. Part of our dedication to excellence in the dental services we offer are same-day crowns. Instead of return visits to our office, we can diagnose and fix your tooth in one day at any of our 3 convenient locations. Call us when you are in need and experience patient-centered care for you and your family at Cuba City, Darlington, and Kieler Family Dental. Ask about our new patient specials. Keep smiling, Tri-States.
Are high bank fees draining your wallet? It's time for a change.
At People's State Bank, they believe in low fees that put you first.
Tired of being charged for using your debit card, sneaky paper statement fees, or monthly maintenance fees?
With People's State Bank's People's Checking Account, those fees are a thing of the past.
Worried about ATM fees?
At People's State Bank, they reimburse you for up to 3 ATM fees per month. They work hard to keep your money where it belongs, in your pocket.
Make the switch to People's State Bank today. Visit a branch near you or peoplesfinancial.com. Member FDIC.
In Game 5.
The Highland Cardinals will begin with the basketball to begin the second half, 38-27. River Ridge leading the Highland Cardinals as we begin the second half from Highland High School. Cardinals with the basketball, left side of the point. Jack Terrell in the lane. Jumper off the back iron, no good. Brandon Davis with the rebound for Ridge. Let's push it back down the floor quickly as Brock Mungie stops his dribble, gives off to Brandon Davis on the right wing. Now Davis, little hip check foul called against Highland. It'll be against Brady Nanke, and that'll be his third personal, team foul number 1 of the half for the Cardinals, as it looks like Arthur Hayes set to check back in for the Cardinals for Nanke, who's got those 3 fouls now. Brandon Davis sets to run the inbound pass, baseline left side. His inbound pass is deflected out of bounds by Caden Washa, and we'll try the inbound again on the right side of the basket this time. Century 21 affiliated in basketball. See Bobby Joe, Hans, Allison, or Richard for all of your real estate needs. Century 21 in basketball. Wayne Copsey loading up for 3, knocks it down from the right side of the point. Wayne Copsey now with 5 points on the game. His first 3-pointer of the contest, number 13 for him on the season, leading the team in 3-point shooting coming into today's game. 41-27, the new score with 17:15 remaining in the second half. Where Zadrazil finds an open teammate, but Arthur Hay picked up his foot before he dribbled. That's a travel, and Highland turns it over. Basketball time brought to you by McNett Electric in Belmont. They can assist with all of your electrical needs, whatever the need, agricultural, commercial, or residential. Chip and his crew at McNett Electric are on call, ready to help you. McNett Electric in Belmont. 41-27, River Ridge leading Highland in Six Rivers West boys basketball. Brandon Davis with it on the right wing. Ball given to Noah Copsey. Now finds Reese Drew in the left corner, looking for Brock Bungie out of the basket, but Bungie wasn't expecting the pass, and River Ridge will turn it over out of bounds, stopping the clock with 16:52 in regulation. Community First Bank, free in the communities where you live, work, and play. Experience for yourself the difference at Community First Bank, cfbank.com, member FDIC. Highland able to get it across the center court stripe, navigating the River Ridge full court press. Washa swings it over to Jack Terrell on the left wing. Being met by Brock Bungie, out to the top. Now a pass over to the right corner, and they're going to say that Hay picked up his pivot foot and traveled. As Highland turns it over again on back-to-back possessions, 41-27 the score. River Ridge will take possession. Clare Bank with 3 convenient locations in southwest Wisconsin, probably supporting tonight's contest as well. Brandon Davis across the timeline, right on top of the wing of the Highland Cardinals logo at center court. Gives to Reese Drew, dribbles to the right side of the point, hands off to Brandon Davis. Davis runs into a double team at the free throw line, now finds Lane Copsey. He loads up for 3, that one off the front of there, no good. Davis with the offensive board, spins his way in the lane, shot no good. Third time, not the charm, but a foul coming up as Davis will go to the free throw line for the first time tonight. Second foul of the half against Highland. It'll be personal foul number 1 on Coyer Zadrazil. Brandon Davis at the free throw line on the season, 79% coming into tonight's game. And Davis misses the first attempt. Kunis Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram of Platteville powers our audio stream for tonight's game. The Kunis Service Department cares for all makes and models and is open Monday through Saturday. Head to Kunis in Platteville. The second free throw is knocked down for Brandon Davis, giving him 12 points on the game. River Ridge leads Highland 42-27 with 16:06 remaining in the second half. Liam Thielorn checks out. William Fritsch checks in for Highland. Cardinals with the basketball, getting it across center court as Zadrazil trying to pass ahead, but Noah Copsey with the steal. 3-on-3 back the other way, and Copsey puts up a floater, and that one rolls in for 2. Noah Copsey now with 7 points on the game, 44-27. River Ridge on top, 15:45 remaining. As Brandon Davis deflects the pass on the far side of the floor, but a pass intended for Jack Terrell knocked out of his hands by Brock Bungie, and Highland will inbound on the far sideline. Arthur Hay gets it in, throws it into Jack Terrell. Terrell being guarded by Brandon Davis, hands off to the right wing to Caden Washa. Terrell gets it back, pulls up a three in front of Brandon Davis. That one spit back out, no good. Rebound pulled down by Reese Drew. Drew hands off to Davis. Davis in the lane. Nice pass down low. Shot missed from behind. I don't know if that one was deflected or not, but shot missed by Brock Bungie. Highland comes away with the rebound. Cardinals able to navigate the full court press once again. Arthur Hay at the right elbow. Gives off to the top. Now Jack Terrell with it in the right corner. Terrell in the lane. Runs into a double team. Puts up a shot over Noah Copsey. Gets it to drop. Jack Terrell now with 6 points on the game. First points of the half for Highland, 44-29. River Ridge on top of the Highland Cardinals, under 15 minutes left to play in the game. Lane Copsey, open three, right corner, knocked it down. Nothing but net from the right corner. Second three-pointer of the second half for Lane Copsey, 47-29. 18-point lead for River Ridge. Now Caden Washa loading up for three on the right wing, off the front of the rim, no good. Brandon Davis with the rebound. Davis sprinting back across center court, stops his dribble, straight ahead three coming up. That one will rattle in for three. Brandon Davis with his fourth three-pointer of the game, and a timeout taken by Highland. 14:21 remaining in the second half. River Ridge 50, Highland 29. It's a full stop. We'll take one too. Back after this on ESPN Radio and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel.
In Game 6, contact Russell Law Offices for local legal representation. Call for a consultation to discuss personal injury, estate planning, family law, criminal defense, probate administration, and more. Russell Law Offices in Platteville, Dodgeville, Cuba City, and Darlington.
Streaming on this Queen Bee radio station is powered by Cunis, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram of Platteville. The Cunis Service Department cares for all makes and models. Open Monday through Saturday with shuttles and loaner vehicles available too. Head to Cunis in Platteville.
America is kept safe because the Army National Guard responds, protects, and supports our nation when it needs them most. The Army National Guard responds to disasters such as wildfires and floods. They protect us with missile defense, cybersecurity, and civilian support teams for chemical, biological, and radiological hazards. Be there for your community and your country. Visit NationalGuard.com to learn more about part-time service. Sponsored by the Wisconsin Army National Guard. Aired by the Wisconsin Broadcasters Association and this station.
In Game 6.
River Ridge 50, Highland 29, 14:20 to go in the second half. Coming out of the Highland timeout, Cardinals trying to navigate the full court press applied by River Ridge once again. As Nanke able to push it across the center court straight, finds Jack Terrell left side of the bucket, but a foul going to be called against River Ridge. Going to say a push on Brock Bungie. First foul of the half. I beg your pardon, they're going to call it on Reese Drew. That's his first personal, team foul number 1. Caden Washa looking for someone to pass to, able to get it into Arthur Hay on the left wing. Jumper by Washa off the front of the rim, no good. Rebound collected by Lane Copsey. Copsey pushes ahead, down low, under the basket, and in for two is Brock Bungie. Brock Bungie now with 7 points. Under 14 minutes to go in the second half, 52-29. River Ridge leading Highland in Six Rivers West boys basketball. Corey Zandrazil hands off to the right wing to Jack Terrell. Terrell will toss to Washa. Now swung up to the top, back to the left corner to Zandrazil. Zandrazil finds Washa at the top of the arc. Now back to Terrell on the left wing, being guarded by Noah Copsey. Screen being set by Washa. Jack Terrell decides not to take it, hands off to Arthur Hay. Now Zandrazil, right side of the point, trying to work in on Davis, off the glass and in for two. Tough shot, nice make by Coyer Zandrazil. 7 points for Zandrazil on the game, 52-31. River Ridge on top of the Cardinals. As Davis in the lane, runs into a double team, scoop layup, off the glass, spins in for two. 17 points for Brandon Davis, 54-31. Wolves on top of the Cardinals. Washa finds Zandrazil on the right wing. Zandrazil with a crossover dribble, now kicks it over into the corner, catch and shoot three for Washa. That one spit back out, and Davis with the rebound. Davis with a quick pass ahead to Lane Copsey, and Lane able to put it off the glass and in for two. Lane Copsey all of a sudden in double figures with 10, 8 second half points in the first 5.5 minutes of the second half. Now a three-pointer coming up for Jack Terrell. That one misses off the front of the rim. Offensive rebound, though, for Washa. He's trying to bank it in. That one off the front of the rim, no good. Brandon Davis with this rebound for River Ridge. Davis pushes ahead to Lane Copsey in the right corner. Now it's to the right wing. Three-pointer coming up. That one knocked down by Brock Bungie. Brock Bungie now in double figures with 10 and a 30-second timeout taken, I believe, by River Ridge with 12:08 to go in the second half. 59-31, River Ridge on top. We'll keep it here. Tell you that our game is brought to you by Carver's Hardwood Flooring. For hardwood flooring, stair installation, or refinishing needs, call Ryan Carver, the only National Wood Flooring Association certified installer, sander, and finisher in the tri-state area. Carver's Hardwood Flooring in Benton. By Krantz Auto Parts and Krantz Hardware, do it best. See Rob Krantz and the crew for full service repair on cars and light trucks too. Krantz Auto Parts and Krantz Hardware, do it best in Fenimore. Sloan Implement, your official John Deere dealer in Bloomington, Cuba City, Montford, and at Sloans.com. Bouse Electric, call Brad Adrian and Josh Busher at Bouse Electric, Lancaster, and Fenimore. People's State Bank, for personal, home, business, and ag loans, visit one of their area convenient locations or visit peoplesfinancial.com. Member FDIC. And by Gary's Pest Control in Dickeyville. Gary's Pest Control salutes our local athletes. Gary's Pest Control with over 40 years of professional, friendly service. Coming out of the timeout, Highland in possession of the basketball, and the ball knocked out of bounds as Jackson White knocks it out of the hand of Caden Washa at the center court stripe, and Washa will inbound in front of the scorers table. Goes it into the backcourt to Zandrazil. Zandrazil finds a teammate on the left wing. Zandrazil gets it right back between the rings, exchanging passes with Nanke. Now Arthur Hay finds a teammate down low. Shot missed by Washa. Off the front of the rim, no good. River Ridge with the rebound. Brandon Davis pushes ahead to the corner. Three-pointer coming up. That one spit back out, no good. Offensive rebound, though, for Noah Copsey. Puts up a shot, no good. But he's going to go to the line for two. Noah Copsey with 7 points. His first free throws of the game coming up. Second team foul of the half for Highland. I beg your pardon, that's their third in the first personal on Arthur Hay. And Noah Copsey misses the first free throw attempt. Noah Copsey coming into the game shooting 50% from the line. Trying to maintain that average here. And he gets it. Noah Copsey going 1 of 2 at the free throw line, gives them 8 points in total, 60-31. River Ridge nearly doubling up Highland with 11.5 minutes to go in the game. Jack Terrell in the right corner, in the lane, puts up a shot. Shot's going to count, and the foul as Noah Copsey whistled up for the personal. Personal foul number 1, team foul number 2 of the half. And an and one opportunity for Jack Terrell. Jack Terrell now with 8 points on the game. 0 for 2 from the line so far tonight. And this free throw is no good. Davis with the volleyball for the rebound. Davis dribbles behind his back across the center court stripe. He'll hand off to Cameron Reynolds. Reynolds with a left-handed dribble being met by Coyer Zandrazil. Skips over to Noah Copsey on the left wing. Copsey to the free throw line. Underhand toss to Reynolds. And Reynolds dragged his pivot foot. That's a travel. And it will be Highland basketball. 60-33, River Ridge leading Highland with 11:08 to play in the second half. Claire Bank with 3 convenient locations in southwest Wisconsin. And by TriStar Pallets of Highland and TriStar Mulch of Cobb and Platteville, beautify your home with decorative colored mulch. Give Jim Jury and the gang a call. TriStar Pallets of Highland and TriStar Mulch of Cobb and Platteville. Cardinals with the basketball on the left wing. Arthur Hay loses the handle, and it's a steal by Noah Copsey back the other way. Copsey stops his dribble, puts up a shot, and he gets fouled on the way up. 2 more free throws coming up for Copsey as they're going to whistle up Arthur Hay for the foul. Personal foul number 2. Team foul number 4 of the half for Highland. Copsey back at the line. Again, 8 points for him on the game so far. And he knocks down the first on this trip. Basketball tonight brought to you by Edward Jones Reeds Wealth Management in Platteville and by Arter Brothers Creamery in Boscobel. Second free throw for Copsey, spit back out, no good. And the rebound collected by Brady Nanke of Highland. Score stays 61-33. River Ridge on top of Highland, and two foul shots coming up for Highland as Mason Petkanovsky now in the game, whistled up for his first personal. And that puts number 11, Caden Wash, at the free throw line, and the first free throw is knocked down. Caden Wash now with 14 points for the Cardinals. Caden Wash is shooting 64% at the free throw line on the season, and he knocks down the second to give him 15 points on the game, and the new score is 61-35 with 10:42 remaining in the second half. Brandon Davis taking his time, bringing it across the center court stripe along the near sideline. Cross-court pass to the far side to Cameron Reynolds. Pass down low. Pump fake for Jackson White, and puts it off the glass and in for two. Nice shot by White. Jackson White with 6 points on the game. Makes it 63-35 with 10:18 to go. Zanderzil with the basketball for Highland. Stops his dribble inside the paint, trying to skip it down low, but ball poked out of bounds by Jackson White. Highland will keep possession. They'll inbound baseline right side. Anytime Roofing, visit anytimeroofingwi.com to see how Anytime Roofing can help you with your next roofing or siding project. Zanderzil, left side of the paint, off the glass and in for two. Whereas Zanderzil got the inbound pass, put it off the glass right away. 9 points for him on the game. 10 minutes to go in the contest. 63-37. River Ridge leading the Highland Cardinals. Cameron Reynolds gets off to Brandon Davis on the left side of the point. Dribbles behind his back to the left elbow. Now under the basket, too strong off the backboard. Second chance, no good for Bungie. And the volleyball for the rebound, finally pulled down by Caden Washa. Washa will push ahead to Zanderzil. Left side of the lane, cutting towards the basket. Shot blocked by Noah Copsey. Scramble for the basketball, and a held ball called. And the alternate possession will give it to River Ridge. 9:32 to play. 63-37. River Ridge on top of Highland. The Melby Funeral Home and Crematory in Platteville offers the history of Carey and understands that each family is unique and will honor personal requests and tradition. Matt and Laura Melby at the Melby Funeral Home and Crematory of Platteville. Brandon Davis finds Jackson White down low, puts up a shot over the double team, doesn't matter, puts it off the glass and in for two. Jackson White now with 8 points for the Wolves, 65-37. Wolves on top, and a travel called against Highland as Nanke picked up his pivot foot before dribbling. And it will be River Ridge basketball as a sub comes in, as we will see number 24, Blake Reynolds, in the game. That will send Mason Petkanovsky to take a seat. Again, 65-37, River Ridge leading Highland. Just over 9 minutes left to play in the game. Wolves in complete control, pass down low. Jackson White trying to make it in and knocks it down again. Jackson White has scored the last 6 for River Ridge, 67-37. Wolves on top of the Cardinals. Wolves trying to put this game away if it hasn't been put away already. As Zanderzil under the basket, no good. Off the front of the rim, and Noah Copsey with the rebound for River Ridge. Copsey sprints across on the far side of the floor. Now in the lane, reverse layup. Shot missed, and the rebound collected by Caden Washa. Pushes ahead to Zanderzil, but Zanderzil couldn't catch that one before it goes out of bounds. Highland turns it over. River Ridge takes possession with 8.5 minutes to play in the game. West End Salvage of Lancaster. See Junkyard Joe Cranston, the West End Salvage team for recycling, as well as construction, demolition waste too. West End Salvage of Lancaster. Brandon Davis directing traffic between the rings. Hands off to Cameron Reynolds on the right wing. Looks at Noah Copsey cutting towards the basket. Gives back to Davis. Davis with a stop and hop jumper on the left elbow. Knocks that one down. 19 points for Brandon Davis on the game. 69-37. River Ridge on top. 8 minutes to go. Arthur Haig is off to the corner to Jack Terrell. Terrell dribbles out of the corner, being guarded by Brandon Davis. Hands off to Zanderzil on the left wing. Now a catch and shoot three for Washa. Airballs it short of the rim. Blake Reynolds with the rebound for River Ridge. Gives off to Brandon Davis to bring it across center court. Davis switches from the right to the left hand, charging towards the basket. Ricochets off the left side of the rim. Noah Copsey with the rebound. Finds Blake Reynolds loading up for three. Off the back iron, no. Offensive rebound for Cameron Reynolds. Loses the handle. Last touch by Highland. River Ridge keeps possession. And it looks like Brock Bungey's going to check back into the game for River Ridge. Cameron Reynolds will check out. as does Noah Copsey. I believe Reese Drew back in the game as well. 7:31 to go in the game. 69-37. River Ridge on top. Basketball tonight brought to you by Herms's Ace Hardware and Home Center in Bloomington and Herms's Ace Hardware at the bottom of the main in Platteville. See Herms's for the perfect paint for your next project. Herms's Ace Hardware in Bloomington and Platteville. Reese Drew directing traffic between the rings. Hands off to Blake Reynolds on the right wing. Reynolds trying to pass down low. Ball ricocheted by Washa and recovered by the Cardinals. Jack Terrell pushes ahead to Zanderzil, right side of the paint, and puts it off the glass and in. Easy bucket for Coyer Zanderzil. Coyer Zanderzil now with 11 points on the contest. 69-39, under 7 minutes to go. Blake Reynolds stops his dribble on the right wing, hands off to the left side of the point to Brock Bungie. Bungie dribbles to the right elbow. Now Lane Copsey loading up for three, knocks down another triple. 3 3-pointers on the game for Lane Copsey. Gives him 15 total on the season, and a tough shot made, and the foul for Jack Terrell. (72-41), the new score with 6:34 to go, and the foul goes against Jackson White. His second personal, team foul number 4. Both teams with 4 fouls in the second half. Jack Terrell hits the free throw. His first free throw make of the game. He's now 1 for 4. Makes the score 72-42 with 6.5 minutes to go. River Ridge on top. And in possession of the basketball, Lane Copsey. Dribbles into the paint, now kicks out. Open three, spit back out. Shot missed by Brock Bungie, and the rebound pulled down by Caden Washa. Washa with a baseball pass ahead to Brady Nanke across center court. Nanke to the baseline, tries to throw it back, and it's stolen away by Bungie. Giving off to Reynolds and pushes ahead to Drew off the glass and in for a fast break bucket. Reese Drew with 9 points on the game, 74-42, under 6 minutes to go. Jack Terrell, right side of the paint. Pump fakes, loses the handle, and another steal for River Ridge. Ball pushed ahead to Reynolds. Or beg your pardon, that's Blake Reynolds. Yeah, Blake Reynolds with the bucket. First points of the game for Blake Reynolds, 76-42. Completely missed that there were 2 Reynolds on the team for River Ridge. Jack Terrell, turnaround, jumper off the back iron. No, Lane Copsey with the rebound for Ridge. Copsey brings it back down the floor, 3-on-2, stops his dribble in front of the bucket. Shot put up by Jackson White's no good, but a foul against Highland will send him to the line. That'll be the 4th personal on Brady Nanke. Team foul number 5. First free throw is coming up for Jackson White. And White hits the first free throw. Jackson White coming into the game a 43% free throw shooter. Tonight's game also brought to you by Russell offices in Platteville, Dodgeville, Cuba City, and Darlington. Breckler Insurance Group for all of your insurance needs. See Steve Landowski at Breckler Insurance at Fenimore. Breckler Insurance serving Southwest Wisconsin for over 95 years. Second free throw made for Jackson White. Having a big second half. 12 points for him on the game, 8 of them coming in the second half. Zanderzil with the basketball for Highland as the Cardinals trail River Ridge 78-42, just over 5 minutes to go. Zanderzil loading up for 3, airballs it short of the rim, ball poked out of bounds. Last touch by number 25, Isaiah Pierik, a 6-foot freshman. As River Ridge going deep to their bench, Colin Raisbeck, a 5'10 sophomore, checks into the game for the Wolves. Reese Drew passes down low to Raisbeck. Now down low to Drew. Lane Copsey with it on the left wing. Copsey tries to bank it in and puts it in for 2. Lane Copsey with another surge in the second half. 80-42, the new score, and a full timeout taken by Highland with 4:36 to play in the game. We'll take 1-2 back after this on ESPN Radio, AM 1590, WPVL, and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel.
In Game 7.
If you're upgrading a home or business, call the trusted pros at Carey Seamless Gutters and Overhead Doors. They offer a premium selection of CHI overhead doors combining style, durability, and security for both residential and commercial properties. Need rain gutters to protect your building from water damage? Carey's has you covered there too. Learn more at Carey'sGuttersAndDoors.com. They sell the best and service the rest. Get the quality you deserve at Carey Seamless Gutters and Overhead Doors, Belmont, and Prairie du Chien.
97.7 Country WGLR is your home for Green Bay Packers football. Hear our Casino Queen Marquette and West End Salvage of Lancaster broadcasts, proudly presented by Les Mack Chevy, Les Mack Ford, and Les Mack Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram of Lancaster, where you can always get more from less. And Krantz Auto Parts and Krantz Hardware do it best of Fenimore all season long on our sister station, 97.7 Country WGLR. In Game 7.
River Ridge 80, Highland 42. 4.5 minutes to play in the game on ESPN Radio, AM 1590, WPVL, and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. Tyler Dictanis with you with the best seat in the house. In the Airs Furniture broadcast booth is a nice duck under move and a shot toilet bowls in for Caden Washa. Caden Washa having a big game for the Cardinals. He's got 17 points on the game. 80-44, River Ridge in control. As a duck under shot by Reese Drew is ripped out of his hands. Now Colin Raceback with the rebound, and he deposits 2 on the bank shot. Colin Raceback averaging 1 point per game. Gets 2 points here, 82-44. River Ridge set to go to 6-3 on the season, stretching their win streak to 6 games as a shot missed by Nanke off the front of the rim, no good. Brock Bungie tracks down the rebound for River Ridge. And River Ridge has a big matchup coming up on Thursday against Belmont. Belmont in first place and ranked in the latest Bound Wisconsin Zaleski Sports Poll as a steal and score coming back the other way for Caden Washa. 82-46 the score, 3:24 to go. Under the basket, Colin Raceback deposits 2 again. Everyone getting in on the scoring for River Ridge tonight, 84-46. Isaiah Pierik on the left corner. Gives to Arthur Hay, now out to Zadrazil on the high left side. Zadrazil pushes ahead to Caden Washa in the right wing, now down low. Nanke trying to dribble past number 24, Blake Reynolds, but a push going to be called against Reynolds. That'll stop the clock with 2:55 to play. 84-46 the score. Both teams going with mass substitutions. Brian's Auto Body and Paint Specialist, the pros at Brian's, gets the job done right. For unexpected dings and major repair projects, head to Brian's Auto Body and Paint in Lancaster. By WCC Brands Custom Apparel in Kieler and at WCC-brands.com. Cole Acres Golf and Grill in Cuba City and at ColeAcresGolfandGrill.com. And Applied Micro, your computer and networking specialist in Platteville, Dodgeville, and AppliedMicro.biz. As there is a timeout on the floor. Didn't see what the timeout was, so we'll keep it here. Basketball tonight brought to you by Grant Regional Health Center's Ortho Team. Dr. Brad Binsfeld and Nate Stocco, PAC, provide exceptional care for sports-related injuries. Grant Regional Health Center, better health starts here. By Laley Center Monroe, call your local dairy automation specialist Jordan Wilson at Laley Center Monroe. And by Southwest Health, with over 24 specialty services and more than 50 specialists, you can have specialized care without traveling far from home. Learn more at their specialty services at southwesthealth.org. Century 21 affiliated in basketball. See Bobby Joe, Hans, Allison, or Richard for all of your real estate needs. Century 21 in basketball. McNutt Electric in Belmont. They can assist with all of your electrical needs. Whatever the need, agricultural, commercial, or residential, Chip and his crew at McNutt Electric are on call. I'm ready to help you. McNutt Electric in Belmont. Community First Bank, free in the communities where you live, work, and play. Experience for yourself the difference at Community First Bank. CFBank.com. Member FDIC. Highland inbounding coming out of the timeout. 2:55 to go in the game. River Ridge 84, Highland 46. As the inbound pass is kicked out of bounds. Last touch by Highland, and River Ridge will inbound. Mason Pekanowski set to throw it in. Pekanowski throws it in to Noah Kopsey. Will bring it across center court. 2:48 to go in the game. 84-46. River Ridge on top. Pekanowski on the high left side stops his dribble, gives off to the left corner to number 4, Aaron Bedward, a 6-foot junior averaging 1.4 points per game. Pass down low for Raceback, poked out of his hand, and Bedward threw it off the face of Razorback along the near sideline, and head coach Dan Morse wondering if that one got caught on camera, because that's going to make the blooper reel, not the highlight reel. 84-46, River Ridge on top, 2.5 minutes to go. Pierrick with the basketball on the high right side, gives off to number 23, Bryce Bedward, who's in the game for the Cardinals, and the Wolves come away with a steal. As Noah Kopsey and Mason Pekanowski exchange passes across the center court stripe. Bedward with it on the high left side, now pass down low, Razorback trying to put it off the glass and in, and he's got another 2-point deposit. Colin Razorback opening the bank off the bench. 6 points for him on the game, and River Ridge going with a couple quick subs as Razorback will check out of the game. As does Noah Kopsey. Lane Kopsey back in the game. And also in the game for the Wolves, Blake Reynolds. 2:01 to play, 86-46. River Ridge on top. And we'll have a running clock the rest of the way. Claire Mink with their 8 convenient locations in southwest Wisconsin, probably supporting tonight's broadcast. Skip pass inside and a steal for River Ridge. Parker Brown, number 22 in the game for the Cardinals. As an inlet pass is deflected off the fingertips of Draven Morris. Davis trying to get the pass in again down low, loses the handle, but it's recovered by Blake Reynolds, and he will get the shot to rattle down. A bunny shot drops for Blake Reynolds, giving him 4 points on the game. 88-46. Wolves very much in control, and they will go to 6-3 on the season as the Cardinals turn it over once again. As again, we've hit the running clock with the deficit being over 40 points. The next game for Highland will be Friday night against Judah. And after River Ridge's game against Belmont on Thursday, they will head to Blackhawk on Friday and then have another game on January 13th at DeSoto. As the Cardinals come away with a steal off an errant pass down low. Isaiah Pierrick brings it across center court for the Cardinals. Long pass down low for William Fritsch. Loses the handle. Last touch by River Ridge. Aaron Bedward the last to touch it. Under 30 seconds to play. After the game, we'll have the Tri-State Roofing LLC post-game show. We'll pick out the Hershey's Ace Hardware MVP, our Tri-Core Turning Point, and the West End Salvage scrapper of the game. As the ball pushed ahead to Aaron Bedward, and Bedward kind of lost his footing as he collected the basketball in the fast break. So he's going to be called for a travel. And we're under 10 seconds to go. 88-46 is the score. We'll see if that's the final. As a three-pointer is blocked on the right wing by Pekanowski. Gives to Draven Morris, and that will do it. Your final score, River Ridge defeats Highland 88-46. River Ridge improves to 6-3 overall and 3-1 in the Six Rivers West. Highland falls to 2-7 on the campaign and 1-5 in Six Rivers West conference play. Again, River Ridge has the big matchup on Thursday night against Belmont, and Highland's next game will be Friday night at Judah. Coming up, the Tri-State Roofing LLC post-game show. Again, the Hershey's Ace Hardware MVP, Tri-Core Turning Point, and West End Salvage scrapper of the game, all coming up next on ESPN Radio, AM 1590, WPVL, and on the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel.
In Game 8.
As other banks change ownership, one thing remains the same: Mountain City Bank. Locally owned and trusted for over 110 years, Mountain City Bank is proud to be here for you.
Fuller's Milker Center and GIA have the management tools you need to keep your dairy's profitability at your fingertips 24 hours a day. From many choices of reliable electronic ID to effective time-saving sort gates to the state-of-the-art Dairy Plan C21, monitor and control your parlor systems as you manage your whole herd. Contact Fuller's Milker Center, LLC, your GIA dealer in Lancaster and Richland Center for details on the latest ID systems and sort gates that can help your dairy's efficiency, putting you and your cows in the fast lane.
Contact Russell Law Offices for local legal representation. Call for a consultation to discuss personal injury, estate planning, family law, criminal defense, probate administration, and more. Russell Law Offices in Platteville, Dodgeville, Cuba City, and Darlington.
In Game 8.
(88-46), River Ridge defeats Highland, and Six Rivers West boys basketball will have the post-game show brought to you by Tri-State Roofing LLC. Coming up next on ESPN Radio, AM 1590, WPVL, and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel.
In Game 9.
Progressive knows RV owners like to travel at a nice, relaxing pace. Just like this commercial. They're not rushing to a departure gate at the airport because they depart from their driveway. And they can relax even more knowing they're protected by Progressive. Now here comes the fast part. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates.
Welcome back to Winter Hack Radio, the place for clever hacks to survive the season. Icy driveway? Well, try spreading sand or birdseed to help with traction. Snowy puppy paws? Well, grab a whisk, brush it off, done. Catch COVID-19? Well, just get...
Actually, there's no hack for COVID-19. But if you test positive, prescription medications for COVID exist. Ask your doctor if they're right for you. Visit PfizerForAll.com to learn more. Sponsored by Pfizer.
In Game 9.
River Ridge defeats Highland 88-46 in Six Rivers West boys basketball. The Tri-State Roofing LLC postgame show coming up next on ESPN Radio, AM 1590, WPVL, and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel.
In Game 10.
As other banks change ownership, one thing remains the same: Mound City Bank. Locally owned and trusted for over 110 years, Mound City Bank is proud to be here for you.
If you're single, a young couple just starting out, or an empty nester, regular-sized loaves of bread just may be too much of a good thing. Now, thanks to Village Hearth Half Loaves, you can have just the right amount of fresh, delicious bread for toast and your favorite sandwiches. Village Hearth Half Loaves come in 5 flavorful varieties, including Dakota-style 12-grain, honey wheat, and premium white. You're sure to find the one that's just right. Village Hearth Half Loaves, the perfect size for 1 or 2.
Catch Andrew's Egg Service coverage of Wisconsin football on 97.7 WGLR and Wisconsin basketball on AM 1590 WPVL. Presented by Digman Construction. Queen Bee Radio is your home for Badger sports.
In Game 10.
Grant Regional Health Center and People's State Bank coverage of high school boys basketball presented by Cuba City, Darlington, and Kieler Family Dental, and Carey Seamless Gutters and Overhead Doors on ESPN Radio, AM 1590, WPVL, and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel, powered by Lely Center Monroe and H&N Plumbing, Heating, and Electrical, as the Victorious head coach, Dan Moore, is set to join us on our post-game show. Coach, thanks for joining us, and congratulations on the win. Boy, oh boy, was this a power performance scoring-wise for the Wolves. Looking by my count, 1, 2, 3, 4 players in double figures here tonight. Brandon Davis certainly got his, but we talked about it in our pregame show. The supporting cast also playing a big role for the Wolves during this now 6-game winning streak. Talk about the things that you saw that went right for the Wolves here tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. No, we really happy to see the scoring spread out amongst so many guys. A lot of guys can get it done. Again, that's been the biggest thing that, we've had to kind of see evolve here during the first 2 months of the season, is for a bunch of guys that have relatively new at varsity experience, good basketball players, real talented, but a lot of guys getting their first real look at varsity action, and then playing with someone like Brandon Davis, who again, I would say best player in the conference.
Right.
So it's great for them to kind of, again, just continue to gel, figure out their role, figure out their spots, and know where they are in relation to everyone else on the court. So, obviously, Brandon, he ended up with 19 points. Brock Bungie had 10. Lane Copsey had 15. He was shooting the ball well from 3. Jack White had a nice game inside. Once they kind of spread things, once they went to a man defense and we can kind of spread things out a little bit and run, run Jack in the middle. He does such a good job of sealing his guy off, getting to the rim and attacking that way too. So Reese Drew had a great game. He does great things for us defensively, and then when he has a night where he's hitting his shot and getting good looks and playing good basketball on the offensive end, then it makes it really tough. So yeah, great to see the scoring. Certainly our best scoring output of the year, and something that we hope continues to trend in that direction for us, a team that's continuing to gel and put it all together.
Yeah, very defensively sound here tonight as well, leading to a lot of steal and scores, leading to the high point production tonight. I want to ask you about the Tricor Turning Point, brought to you by Tricor Insurance. Insurance plans built for you, your family, and your business. Contact Tricor Insurance today. I don't know if there's exactly one sequence or one specific moment where the game really turned, because especially early in that first half, I mean, Ridge had 7-point lead, 9-point lead, and all of a sudden Highland's back to within 2 or 3 points, and then just all of a sudden, the buckets weren't going down for Highland, and you guys were able to get the steals and some easy transition buckets.
Well, that's what we talked about in the pregame is that we know it's a well-coached team. We know that they got some guys that can score. So certainly on any given night, if they're going off, we have a hard time stopping them. And then maybe if we're not making our shots on the other end, they're gonna hang with a lot of teams if that's all working in their favor. And that's what happened in the first half. And they were hitting their shots. I think defensively, we could have done a better job, closing out a little bit quicker, maybe doing some things defensively that could have helped prevent that a little bit. But second half, we put a lot of pride in our full court defense, and we started out, we thought that, we just kind of do a matchup full court man. And then in the second half, especially with the game being closer than maybe what we would have liked, at that point we thought, we got to really dial up the things that we do, trapping the ball and everything like that, and really dialing up the pressure, because it's worked well for us as we've gotten more accustomed to running that as the season's going on. So it paid off for us today. We were able to get the turnovers, able to frustrate them a little bit. And once we were able to, stop their momentum and kind of build that lead up a little bit, then things start feeling a little bit better for everybody. And that loosens up guys, on offense. Now all of a sudden they're scoring a little bit easier, feeling more confident with their shot. If you're getting it done on the defensive end, making those stops and causing turnovers and causing havoc, all of a sudden offense, you feel a lot more confident on that end too.
All right. We're with Dan Morris, the victorious head coach for the River Ridge Timberwolves. River Ridge defeating Highland tonight, 88-46 in Six Rivers West boys basketball. We got some post-game awards we got to hand out too. Our Herms's Ace Hardware MVP of the game, I think it's got to be Brandon Davis. He's scored 19 points by my count here tonight. And one of the things that really impresses me, and you can probably appreciate this too, having a broadcasting background, is when you watch a game as a fan instead of a broadcaster, you kind of have a different perspective on the game. And one of the things that really stands out to me about Brandon is his court vision, especially on those fast breaks in transition. He knows where everyone is. He doesn't have to be looking, see a bunch of different no-look passes. He knows where everyone's going to be, and that's a huge thing to have in your back pocket.
And that's, all of the experience Brandon has had playing at the varsity level. I mean, he was getting minutes as a freshman and playing on some really good teams on top of it. I mean, teams that were, winning conference championships and making deep playoff runs and playing with guys that were older than him and being in that role where, okay, you be the facilitator. We got other guys that can score, but you get out there, facilitate, play good defense, and score when you can. And he's continued to grow in that role. And so now that he's here in the senior year and especially because he draws so much attention.
Right.
And so he knows that everybody, if we're in transition, a lot of guys are looking in his direction. And so, that court vision to see who's open. And again, that's that part of as the season goes on where I think that the team, as it gels together and gets accustomed just where everyone's going to be on the court, guys are getting to the right spots. And Brandon knows where Noah's going to be, or Jack or Brock or anybody else. They're getting to those spots. He's finding them. And that's, such the cool thing about his game is that we know he can score, but man, he can play defense.
Yeah.
He can rebound. And he's very willing to dish it up and pass it to a teammate too. And that's part of what makes him so dangerous. So glad he's on our team for sure.
Yeah, definitely. He's all over the place. It doesn't matter. Offense, defense, it seems like he's wherever the ball needs to be. And then the West End Salvage Scrapper of the game is the player whose hustle and scrappiness stood out and trying to lead the opponent to waste, presented by West End Salvage of Lancaster. Any players whose hustle and scrappiness tonight stood out to you in the victory for the Wolves?
That is a great question. I thought, in the second half, I mean, I think I could give it to anybody, which feels great as a coach to say. But I really put a lot on Reese Drew to be that scrappy guy for us. He can be a physical defender. He certainly has the speed, and he's got the kind of the tenacity to get after it and say, hey, I'm gonna shut my guy down. And so I like the way he plays defense, and I think as we continue to move through the season, if we're a successful team, we're getting great gritty performances out of Reese Drew defensively. So I put a vote for him, but man, like it's so hard because like I could point to Brock Bungie or Noah Copsey or Brandon at any point in time. So man,
exactly.
those guys are pretty scrappy out there too.
All right, well, I like it. We can definitely go with that. Reese Drew, the Western Salvage scrapper of the game. Final question: big matchup coming up Thursday against Belmont, and with the momentum that this team has, it seems like the team does get better as the games go along. But with that in mind, what do you know about the Braves? And that's a makeup game. You guys were expecting to play them a couple weeks ago, but now that you've had a couple more games to get under your belt and riding this wave of momentum heading into that matchup, what do you make of the matchup coming up Thursday night?
Yeah, and I felt like we had prepared for them a lot previously when the game was supposed to be scheduled. And so, we'll go through that prep process tomorrow and be ready for what they have to offer on Thursday. We play that game at home. But obviously, Belmont, they can work it inside. They can shoot from the outside. They present some matchup problems for us. We don't have a whole lot of height like we have in the last few years. I think we're a strong team. We're definitely fast and get after it. But defending Thomas Freeman in the post is going to be a point of emphasis. Hopefully we got a plan to deal with that and how we're going to try to best defend it. It's hard to stop, someone of that size, and he's got great footwork, great hands. He can do so much with the basketball in his hands. So that, and plus they, got some good guys that are good from shooting from the outside. So, really it's going to be tough. You can't focus on one player or just, hey, we're going to pack the middle and really try to stop one guy because they can hit it from the outside. So, defensively, we got to have a plan to deal with everything that they have to throw at us on offense. And then offensively, we just gotta, know that we have the guys that can keep attacking the rim and then facilitate from there. So it's going to be a great game, man. Yeah. We've had obviously Belmont and Potosi Cassville, we know is going to be right there at the top of the conference too. Those games are kind of, I wouldn't say they're highlighted on the calendar, but we know where they're at. We know where they're coming up. So it'll be a big game. It'll be a great test for both teams. Coming up on that Thursday night to see just kind of where we're at, we're still in the first half of the season, kind of, definitely in terms of number of games. And so it'll be a good test for both of us. I'm excited to just see the ball rolled out there and just see what we got. And then whatever happens, whoever the losing team is, well, they know what to come back with the second time we face each other. So going to be two good matchups. Glad we're facing them at home at first, and I'm glad we're playing well going into that game as well.
Yeah, is there a nice brother that's still got some eligibility left that you can maybe bring on the team?
No, there's not. We try to invite them to come to practice to work against some size like that. It's and they're definitely had all of those boys, and Braden and Cole Krubel have had great basketball careers at River Ridge, and we've had guys like that come back at practice and really push us and lean on some of their knowledge as well. So they were all great leaders too. So hoping that this relatively youngish group, we're not that young, but youngish, can learn from those guys as well. So it's been a great tradition here the last several years with River Ridge, and we just want to keep it going, and we're looking forward to facing Belmont on Thursday and seeing just where we're at.
Yep, should be a fun matchup coming up on Thursday night. What a fun team it's been watching as the season goes along, going to 6-3 on the season, a 6-game winning streak after starting 0-3, and a big matchup coming up against Belmont on Thursday night. Thanks a lot for your time, Coach. We appreciate the time to chat, and good luck on Thursday against Belmont.
I appreciate it. The longer I sit up here, the more I want to sit up here and just do basketball games. I miss this. This was my life several years ago. I can do this again, so appreciate it. Thanks a lot, Tyler.
Absolutely. Appreciate it. Yep, it's Stan Morris, head coach of the River Ridge Timberwolves. Again, River Ridge the winner tonight, 88-46 over the Highland Cardinals in Six Rivers West boys basketball. We'll take a timeout, and we'll recap the scoring of our game here tonight at Highland, as our post-game show brought to you by Tri-State Roofing LLC continues on ESPN Radio, AM 1590, WPVL, and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel.
Post-game 3 minutes.
Hi, I'm Smokey Bear, and I made an assistant to help you out, because only you can prevent wildfires.
Hey, Assistant Smokey Bear, call me Papa Bear, because I'm grilling up dinner. Do you get it?
Yes, good job.
So, what should I do with all these coals?
Don't just toss them out. Put them in a metal container because those embers can start a wildfire.
I understand. The stakes are high.
Ha, 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 ha.
Learn more at SmokeyBear.com.
Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
Diane from Michigan, a disabled senior citizen trying to get by.
Henry from Florida, a veteran fighting to make ends meet. Elena from Arizona, a mother struggling to feed her daughter. Hi, I'm Connie Britton, and I support Feeding America because they help provide over 6 billion meals to people in need each year, like Diane, Henry, and Elena. Learn more at feedingamerica.org. Feeding America, 200 food banks strong.
With love I will build a wonderful thing that makes this life better for you and for me.
Shriners Hospitals for Children has been creating wonderful opportunities for children in need. This life-changing medical care helps them do the things they've always dreamed of. To find out more, go to loveshriners.org.
Does that number calling you look familiar, but you aren't sure if you know them? It could be a scam using spoofing. I'm Lancaster Police Chief Deborah Rukoff. Spoofing is a way scammers make it look like an area number, or even a number you know, is calling you. In reality, they could be hundreds or thousands of miles away. Scam calls are after one thing, your information. Prevent a crime before it happens. Keep your personal information private and hang up if you suspect it's a scam.
This public service announcement courtesy of Queen Bee Radio.
Mama, what does the chicken say? Dog. Cat. Giraffe.
Giraffe, really?
Giraffe.
You're not going to get it all right. Just make sure you nail the big stuff, like making sure your kids are buckled correctly in the right seat for their age and size. Get it right.
Visit NHTSA.gov/
the right seat.
Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Teachers shape the future. Right now, in a classroom somewhere in the United States, there's a teacher inspiring a future scientist who'll make preventing pandemics their life's work. Sharpening the mind of an aspiring environmentalist who'll help combat climate change. And generating possibilities for a student who'll be the first in their family to graduate college. Explore a career that leaves a legacy you can be proud of. Teach. Learn more and receive free support at teach.org.
It's time for the Tri-State Roofing postgame show. This is Ben Baker, owner of Tri-State Roofing, LLC. Did you know we can take care of your roofing projects during the winter months? Tri-State Roofing uses reliable, long-lasting products that can be effectively applied in harsh winter temperatures. See our team for ice dam removal, gutter cleaning, and heat tape installation. Tri-State Roofing is fully insured, and we offer free estimates. Call Tri-State Roofing to fix your winter roofing issues.
Time now for the Tri-State Roofing LLC postgame show on ESPN Radio, AM 1590 WPVL, and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. River Ridge defeats Highland in Six Rivers West boys basketball tonight, 88-46. Let's recap the scoring in this contest here tonight, as River Ridge was led by Brandon Davis with 19 points on the game. 4 players in double figures in total for River Ridge tonight. 15 points for Lane Copsey, 13 of them coming in the second half. Jackson White had 12 points, 8 of them coming in the second half. And Brock Bungie with 10 points, 5 in each half. And those are the players in double figures. Just missing the double figure mark, Reese Drew with 9 and Noah Copsey with 9. 6 points for Colin Raisbeck off the bench. 5 points for Cameron Reynolds. 4 points for Blake Reynolds. And that's all the individual scoring for the Wolves. Everyone who suited up saw action tonight. Other players seeing action but not scoring include Aaron Bedward, Mason Pekanowski, and Draven Morris. For the Cardinals, 3 players in double figures tonight. They were led by Caden Washa with 19 points, and then 11 points apiece for both Coyer Zanderzil and Jack Terrell. The only other scores for Highland tonight, 3 points for Arthur Hay and 2 for Brady Nanke. Other players seeing action but not scoring tonight include Parker Brown, Bryce Bedward, Isaiah Pierrick, and William Fritsch. River Ridge improves to 6-3 on the season and 3-1 in the Six Rivers West, and they have a big matchup coming up on Thursday against first place Belmont, and Belmont is ranked in the latest Bound Wisconsin Zaleski Sports media poll. I believe they were 5th or 6th last time I checked. Didn't have that on me, but I know the Braves are ranked, and that's going to be a big-time matchup coming up on Thursday night. The Highland Cardinals will fall to 2-7. They are 1-5 in the Six Rivers West. Their next game is coming up on Friday night against Judah. We'll take our last time out, and when we come back, we'll do a final check on the Shoebox scoreboard, wrap up our broadcast, and tell you what we have coming up on Thursday in high school sports on our Queen Bee Radio family of stations as the Tri-State Roofing LLC postgame show wraps up after this on ESPN Radio, AM 1590, WPVL, and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel.
Postgame, 2 minutes.
Hey y'all, I'm Kelly Clarkson. Every American dreams of creating a better life for his or her family, but in some communities, those dreams face difficult challenges. When we come together to help those in need get the same opportunities as everyone else, we truly are making our country a better place to live for all of us. So look for volunteer opportunities in your community to help others achieve the American dream, all right? This message is courtesy of the United States Air Force.
We stand on the shoulders of the women who came before us.
Women who were told they were bad with money.
Women who couldn't even get a credit card without a man co-signing.
Women who fought for their own financial futures.
And now it's our turn to lead the way.
Join us at WeSaySaveIt.org,
where women of all ages and all budgets are learning how to save for retirement.
You work hard.
You make money.
Now make that money work for you.
Invest in yourself at WeSaySaveIt.org.
A message from AARP and the Ad Council.
Over 2.8 million Americans have served in our military since 9/11. Many have returned home with devastating injuries and few resources for them and their families. This is news correspondent Bob Woodruff. I sustained a life-threatening injury while reporting from Iraq in 2006. The military had my back that day, and they have each other's while serving. It's time we had theirs. Please join us as part of the Got Your Six initiative. To learn more, go to gotyoursix.org using the number 6.
The Gifted Hands Thrift Store in Galena offers low-cost clothing and household goods to the public. Shop local and support individuals with disabilities served by the Galena Workshop. The thrift store provides paying jobs to many individuals and is a stepping stone for some to get a job in the community. Donated items are accepted at the workshop on Southwest Street in Galena, Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. till 3 p.m., except holidays. Gifted Hands Thrift Store at the Galena Workshop is open Tuesday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., and Saturdays 9 till 1.
Postgame, 2 minutes.
Wrapping up the Tri-State Roofing LLC postgame show on ESPN Radio, AM 1590, WPVL, and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. 88-46, River Ridge victorious over the Highland Cardinals in Six Rivers West boys basketball. Before we got to the main postgame show, we talked with Dan Morris, head coach of the River Ridge Timberwolves, and we talked about the Hearst's Ace Hardware MVP, who tonight is Brandon Davis with the 19 points that he had. Hearst's Ace Hardware in Bloomington will be your MVP for your next project in your home. Go to Hearst's Ace Hardware in Bloomington and Platteville. Our West End Salvage scrapper of the game tonight was Reese Drew. It's the player whose hustle and scrappiness stood out and trying to lay the opponent to waste, presented by West End Salvage of Lancaster. And the Tricor Turning Point brought to you by Tricor Insurance. Insurance plans built for you, your family, and your business. Contact Tricor Insurance today. If there's a specific moment or series that we could probably point to, it'd be the late surge by River Ridge late in the first half to stretch the lead to double digits. River Ridge had been flirting with like 7 to 9 point leads at various points, and Highland would get their way back into it, making it a 2-point, 3-point ball game at different times. But that late surge in the first half made it a double-digit lead, and River Ridge held that double-digit lead all the way into the second half. They would not look back from there. So that's our Tricor Turning Point tonight, brought to you by Tricor Insurance. Insurance plans built for you, your family, and your business. Contact Tricor Insurance today. Our Shoebox scoreboard presented by the Shoebox in Black Earth, the largest independent shoe store in the Midwest. Earlier on 97.7 Country, WGLR Mineral Point defeated Belmont Platteville in boys varsity wrestling, 37-31 the final. The reigning D3 state champs take down a very worthy opponent in Belmont Platteville here this evening. On X1071, Lancaster defeated Shullsburg in non-conference girls basketball 60-34. And with 3:33 left in the second half. Fenimore with a 54-49 lead on Cuba City. That's on Super Hits 106 in the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. Other finals that we can tell you about: Potosi-Cassville over Iowa Grant in girls basketball, 48-32. And this was a halftime score in the SWAL for boys basketball. Long-standing rivalry between Darlington and Mineral Point, and the Redbirds led the Pointers at the half, 31-27. So we'll get you the final scores of that, and you can hear our sports reports on our Queen Bee Radio family of stations tomorrow morning, recapping all the scores in Southwest Wisconsin. And that will put a bow on our coverage tonight. Coming up on Thursday, we have a pair of girls basketball games in the Six Rivers West. Schulzberg is at Potosi-Cassville on X1071. And I'll be here again for the girls version of River Ridge at Highland. We'll have that on 97.7 Country WGLR. Both of those games will be on the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. Raleigh Chiefs pregame coverage set for 6:40 and the tip-off at 7 o'clock for both of those games. You can always check out our Queen Bee Radio Sports schedule at AM1590WPVL.com. Thank you to Lynn Mitchek, Mike Aid, and Brad Tucker, the entire staff here at Highland High School. They didn't have school today because of the icy road conditions this morning, but they were very helpful as always, helping us with our broadcast here this evening. Thanks to both head coaches, Dan Morris of River Ridge and Ryan Hill, for the pregame interviews and stats and information to tell you the story about both teams. Also to Coach Morris for joining us during our postgame show as well. Thanks to all of our sponsors who help us bring high school sports to you, and thank you for listening and watching along. This has been Grant Regional Health Center and People's State Bank coverage of high school boys basketball, presented by Cuba City, Darlington, and Kieler Family Dental, and Carey Seamless Garters and Overhead Doors on ESPN Radio, AM 1590, WPVL Platteville, and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel, powered by H&M Plumbing, Heating, and Electrical, and Lely Center, Monroe. Once again, your final score: River Ridge defeats Highland in Six Rivers West boys basketball, 88-46. River Ridge improves to 6-3 on the season, 3-1 in the Six Rivers West. They take on Belmont in a big matchup on Thursday night. The Highland Cardinals drop to 2-7 on the season, 1-5 in conference play. Their next game will be Friday night at Judah. From the best seat in the house, the Ayers Furniture broadcast booth, I'm Tyler Dutanis. Thank you so much for joining us. Good night from Highland High School, and we'll see you for more girls basketball coming up on Thursday night.
This has been a Queen Bee Radio High School Sports presentation.
ESPN Radio, AM 1590, WPVL Platteville, a Queen Bee radio station.